Welcome to Unclicked.
Hey.
We have co-hosted today is Mike Escamilla, and we have the one and only Chad Kagy.
Thank God.
Kagy?
Kagy.
You are in town. I mean, we'll get into it deep, but you guys are headed to Tijuana shortly after this, correct?
Yeah, it's quite the show Mike's going to take me to.
Yeah. So
You thought donkey stuff ended a while ago, but not for Chad.
Nope, the star is right here, rooftop.
I mean, where do we start? Do we start at the beginning? I feel like the beginning would be good.
The beginning's a long time ago.
Yes, and it wasn't there. You actually had a part in the beginning, or was it a full section? Or
What's the beginning? Is that a video?
It was a video. Wasn't that Behringer's video? Didn't
It was not.
No, but that would have been that wouldn't have been. He started before that. My first recollection of you would have been the Seal Beach contest when you had that Confederate flag helmet.
Yeah, that's
Straight
a great
to
one.
it.
That's
Yeah.
a great one,
Straight
especially
to
with my current haircut.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Such a great connection.
And I remember, like I was like, who is this dude? Confederate. Because I remember, because I was actually annoyed by you. Because I remember the big wall rides you used to have. They were 16 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I peg stalled it, and you flew up onto your butt, and they put it on TV and didn't put my pegs. So I'm like, what is happening here? You're putting this Confederate flag wearing. I was so annoyed.
And then the very next day, I got on your team.
Yeah, I know. And then we're teammates. And you ended up being okay. When did you get on Hoffman? How'd that work? So, wait, but
It was the very next day.
you got on Hoffman the next day?
Yeah.
No way.
And I didn't even realize it. I was such a fucking. This is
probably why-
I didn't pay attention to what Matt was trying to tell me.
What was he trying to tell you?
It was hilarious.
What do you mean?
Well, we went to the Seal Beach contest. I actually entered pro on accident. We showed up 3 hours late, and they were already running the AM comp. And I was like, I just want to ride the course. And it was Paige at the time that I didn't really know. And he goes, okay, well, we're not strict around here. Why don't you just pay the extra $25 to ride pro, ride practice. When the comp starts, back out. So, okay. So I rode practice for 3 days, and I was digging it. I was loving it. So I just rode the comp, and I got sixth place.
6.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And I made, I don't know, $600. And I was like, oh, dude, if I do
I'm
this.
pro.
If I
I'm
do
the
this
sixth
every now
best
and
dude in the
then-
world.
Every now and then, if I do this, I don't have to work at the bike shop anymore. I could just ride my bike all the time. So it was me and all the Solid Bikes guys. So it was the Gilroy crew, Sacramento crew, and we take off the next day.
Was Nyquist part of that crew?
He was, but he was already on Haro. He turned pro the year before. So
Yeah, no, I knew that, but I didn't know if he was really part of that crew or not.
he was part of the crew. We
Was-
all rode together, but we didn't
Wait.
travel down because he was Haro baller.
He wasn't on Haro, yeah. He would have been on Bontrager.
Bontrager, I thought, was the year before.
Was that the second year of Seal Beach?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I rode AM the year before, and then that year I showed up. It was a Dukes of Hazzard thing. I thought it was funny. It had nothing to do with the Confederate flag.
Well, so like I rode a General Lee, but I had because it was like Winkleman endorsed it. I loved Winkleman, and then also like I don't know, the car was cool. I had no idea. I grew up in Southern California. You grew up in Northern California.
Northern California. I didn't put the dots together. Going, oh yeah, cool. It was a car that jumped. I thought was the coolest thing ever. So me and one of my friends, Casey, were cruising through this like Harley Davidson festival in Morgan Hill. No, it was Hollister, California, and saw the helmet. And I went, bro, if I paint my bike orange. So this is before the General Lee
Oh,
existed.
this is even before that. Okay.
So I stripped my bike, painted it orange with a 01 on the side, and I was like, my head will just be the roof. This will be funny.
Oh my gosh.
It was just to be funny. And then I went to the
And then American History X came out.
Well, no, I went to Virginia Beach, and some very large dudes with more pigment than me came up next to the course and go, hey, man, you want to wear that out here? We'll take care of it. And I went,
What'd you ask him? You like, what's the problem?
I didn't
no,
realize.
it clicked real quick. I went, I'm thinking about a TV show and jumping car, and I'm jumping bikes. I thought it was funny. You know what? I'm going to get a different helmet.
Here you go. This is for people that don't have the memory of this.
Holy
So
There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at those tiny
But I mean, like you could
handlebars.
see, it was the generally aspect was there because it had the tie-in with the Hoffman shirt and stuff. Like it wasn't.
But he had it before he was on.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like you
the
shot a
orange
photo.
bike
You
was
shot
there.
a photo with Losi too, and you were wearing it, right? You had photos in Ride, and you were and
Not prior to Seal Beach.
okay.
So went
All
to
right.
Seal Beach on the orange bike and rode. So my first full page photo was that Superman seat grab bar spin over the box. And that's where I was wearing the helmet.
Okay.
And I rode it for a little while and then realized, you know what, this is a really bad idea. I'm going to get rid of it. But the very next day, the whole crew gets together in the van and we go, we're going to stop by the RSA skate park. It's the one with the vert ramp that had the spine coming out of it.
You mean in like Costa Mesa or whatever?
Yeah. It's the one where Losi did the overfeeble.
That's the one where one where Losi shredded. Losi.
Yeah.
We all know you shred the spine, backwards, feeble, and back.
So we went there.
Over backwards.
Over back, sorry.
And we just went to ride for like 2 hours. And in the middle of the session, Matt shows up.
Hoffman.
And it was Hoffman shows up with Losi and the whole HB crew. And Matt comes up and compliments me and goes, dude, that riding yesterday was awesome. You're a loose cannon. And looks down and goes, hey, you're riding some of my parts. That's cool. And then Losi goes, hey, do you want to ride with Matt? So I rode with him for a little while. We shot some photos. And at the end, we're packing up to leave. And Matt says, hey, I noticed you're riding some of my parts. If you ever need any more parts, this is Paige. She's our team manager. Just give him a call.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Gets my phone number. 2 weeks later, calls me and goes, why haven't you called me? I was like, because I don't need any parts. Nothing's broken. He goes, that was an indirect way of saying, can you call us and get some of our stuff? Can I send you all of our bikes and you figure out which one you want to ride, which one fits you? Like, wait.
What do you mean send you all of our bikes?
Well, it was like the Debo.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
There was a couple different models.
What'd you ride?
I ended up riding the Debo.
That's right.
And as soon as I found out you designed it, I changed over.
It must have been the part Butcher designed.
So he sent all these bikes to me, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So you want me to send the ones back that I don't want? And he was like, no, just give them to your friends.
Dude, those were the days.
Wait, what? Those were the days that we would go ride overseas.
And leave our bikes.
They said, any of the kids that you find that are psyched and fans, give them your bike. Take whatever parts of your custom stuff off. Give them bikes because the bikes cost 2 or 3 times the amount to get them into Spain or get wherever.
And you get a lifelong fan.
Instant.
Dude, there was a time when you would just, I would probably get like 4 bikes a year or something, but you would just get a bike, and Hoffman bikes were so, like, everyone hated on
So
Hoffman.
this is a dumb question, but you guys are saying bikes, like you guys would get just boxes of all the parts and everything.
No. The bikes, we get completes. Hoffman made completes back then, but the completes were 100% rideable.
Okay. All right.
Every part was no worse than whatever part you were going to switch it out with.
All right, fair enough.
And so you could get, like, it would just be like, I would leave bikes, I would give bikes away all the time at contests when I went to Europe. People always say, like, oh, I have your bike from this contest. I'm like, all right.
Like, cool, thanks.
So I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then, like, you would just, because they were so good, and Matt was just like, get a new one.
That's cool.
It was the best. It was the best time. During Hoffman at that time, it was just like, all right.
So what year? So this is 98?
Between 90,
So that was 98 for me, but it was... So we go to that point, and 98, 9, 2000, 2001 were all those traveling overseas for HB. And he's like, just if you don't want to transport it all back, or if they're going to charge you at the airport, screw it. Just leave it there. I'll send you a new one. All right. Well, he's asked me, hey, can I send you bikes? Yeah, sure, no problem. How do you like the bikes? A week later, I was like, they're great. I love it. What are you doing next month? Going to school? And working.
How old are you at this time? I guess
17.
17, yeah. Okay.
So I was just about to turn 18, and he goes, hey, so what are you doing next month? I was like, nothing. Going to school, working.
Yeah, gonna do Superman Secret probably.
So do you want to represent Hoffman Bikes at the Worlds in Portugal? Yeah. Do you have a passport? No. Can you get it in a month? Sure. And what are you doing the next month? Same. Do you want to go to Australia next games and represent Hoffman Bikes there? We'll pay for everything, and you get to keep your prize money. And I went, holy shit, this is what it's like to be pro. I get to be like rooftop?
No, you won contest.
So, and you had, I mean, like rewinding a little bit, like you're growing up, what's your proximity to like Garcia and Nyquist and Birdwell and stuff? Because I always think of you as NorCal Ramp Rats. Is that what it was? No.
Ramp Rats was there, but that was Mike Krenike. We were San Jose Ramp Club.
Ramp Club, yeah.
So my proximity to Joey was we grew up in the same town and raced NBL together.
Okay.
And I rode from my house to his house almost every day after school to go ride at that certain age.
And you were riding trails?
3 miles. So we're riding I wouldn't call them trails at that point. We're flat California.
What was the name of that?
Jumps.
What was the name of that famous place in San Jose? Colossus or
Calabasas?
Calabasas.
So we'd go up to Calabasas. We'd go up to Teacups. That was right next to the San Jose Ramp Club. And then my friend Matt and I were always building jumps in Gilroy at Christmas Hill Park. And then Joey would show up and shred the hell out of him, even when he had a damn cast from his hip to his ankle, better than we could.
Fun fact: Calabasas is like 2 blocks from my current girlfriend's house. Like my girlfriend that I'm with now, where she grew up. Like she would walk by it all the time.
Walk by it all the time. It was funny seeing that stuff. And then through Calabasas is where we started meeting Birdwell. And dude, there's so many old school racers would show up there. And you'd have Birdwell showing up. And you wouldn't expect it. When you met Cam at that era where we were all coming up, going to Southern California, hanging out at the HB house, he was a dirtball. That kid grew up with, here's my race bike that's matching aluminum, that's polished and purple, and then I've got my freestyle bike, and then I've got my dirt jumping bike. He was dialed.
Birdwell was?
Yeah.
Wild.
And he turned out to be like a funny guy. He was awesome, and sketchy, awesome rider that could somehow pull his stuff.
But by that time, what year is that?
For me, hanging out with him, that would have been 94.
So he wasn't on 2-Hip yet?
No, not yet.
2-Hip was in 95.
I started doing some demos for Ron with Cam, and then Nyquist was on a different side of the valley or a different part of the Bay Area. So he was Los Gatos. So we were south of Calabasas. He was north, and Cam was like northeast, I think. And we would all meet there. So we'd all get together and start riding dirt, and then we started having jumps in different locations.
And how's your age? Ages are all pretty close.
Yeah, we're all close.
Yeah.
Joey is almost a full year older than me, because I know we used to race together for like 2 months, and then he got a little older and then jumped out of my class. And then with the other guys, we were all about the same age. So it was this pack of guys all the same age, all showed up, and then we had the ramp club open up. And it was a box jump and a quarter pipe when it started.
Yeah.
And there's a vert ramp in there.
Yeah.
That got cut down to a mini ramp.
What are you going to do at your 50? 40. Remember that ad? That's the 40. Was it 40, right? That was Ron at 40. What are you going to do in your 40? He's doing like a 10-foot air out of it.
Oh.
And it was not a big or awesome vert.
But also at 40, there weren't a lot of other people who were 40. So it was like a big deal. Now you'd be like, I don't know, maybe a double flare on the mega ramp.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back then.
Those were good ones. So we kept doing our trips. That crew of guys that we were just talking about, we'd make trips down to Southern California. Aaron Huff, the Solid Bikes guys, they started helping us out and putting stuff together. We're riding their parts, the 75-pound crank arms. It was great. We'd go down and start filming and shooting stuff. And we ended up coming across Steve Inge, and Freddie Chula was down there filming his part. And we wanted to ride all the same street spots they were riding. So I'd just disappear from them and go ride something else in the colleges, wherever we were. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, Steve Inge just comes over and he goes, "Hey, could you stop doing that?" What do you mean? Well, don't run off and just start riding. Can I film it? Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean stop? Not that it's a bad thing. You actually want to film me? He goes, yeah. Can I send you some shirts? You want to put some shirts on? And that was my first real sponsor that was helping me out.
What video was that?
That's Allied.
Like that. So that ended up being what Poor Boy turned into Allied.
Yeah.
And then it turned into the Heroes and Madmen video. Yeah. So a couple weeks after that, he had enough stuff, and he goes, "Hey, can I come out and do a full video part with you?" And we had some ideas of what we were going to do. UC Davis.
I knew you were queuing this up, so I was already...
So we had UC Davis, and...
What year is this?
This would have
been... It says
been...
98, but I don't know if the footage may be older.
The footage would have been probably a year before.
Yeah.
And we just went and did a long... So this is UC Davis.
And obviously,
is
like...
that you?
Yeah, so there's my orange bike that had 01 on the side. That's how early it was. So this would have been...
I didn't recognize you with hair.
Well, that and that also had a bitch crank and going around. Yeah.
Oh, look at you. It's a funny story because that's... You know, I had a part in BMX Man, but I didn't ride for Poor Boy ever. He just was like, well, he was out filming something. He was like, well, you want to just part? I'll film you a couple things.
It was a different time at that period.
But I did.
So there's Ramp Club. Yeah, it was a weird collection of how everything came together. And it was be in the right spot at the right time and just wanted to ride. We all just wanted to go do something, ride our bikes. And
Is that the day with the RSA?
there you go. There's the RSA park.
Is that the day we rode Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, wild.
That's cool.
That skinny spine.
And that was in Orange County or something, right?
Yeah, it's in Costa Mesa.
That's crazy.
It's the
I
building's
never
still
rode
there.
that. I never rode it.
It was originally like a rollerblade park, and then they opened it up.
I haven't seen this video in a
Yeah,
long
the song is great. I'll turn it over.
Well, it's funny when you start watching stuff like this, and I look back and go, almost everything I had was
dialed.
Was dirt and street, and Rooftop made fun of me for not jumping over something when I jumped off a roof. It was great.
Tell me a funny story. You told me the funniest story on the way here.
Go for it. I'll pause.
I just like but the only thing that made me before is my face after you told me was like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you did a cringe because it was like, you know what? I was kind of a dick like that. But it was the truth.
But I would I'm sure it was me trying to be funny at the time, but like I understand. Like he was right, like, what the fuck, dude?
What's the story?
So my compliment to him was, I was like, dude, you're always ruthlessly honest, but now that I know you as well as I do, that's just you and your way of being a friend. And I was like, you and Mike Laird are like that. Hey, bro, your X-ups suck. What?
Yeah.
Thanks for the help. and Rooftop said something about, hey, man, nice video part, whatever it was. And it was the Heroes and Madmen final where I jump off the roof onto the grass hill.
Yeah.
And his comment was, yeah, I mean, I do stuff like that, but I actually jump over things.
Because he just rolled off the roof.
Because you just roll off a roof like a sandbag. Sandbag can have enough skill to just drop off a roof. And I was like,
I mean, he's my teammate at the time. Just give him a hard time.
Holy shit, Rooftop.
Because I remember the photo. I mean, Gary and I watched this video quite a bit when we were kids, and it was like the roof drop to us was crazy because it was just big, you know? And I remember the photo before the video came out, maybe an advertisement for the video or just Allied in general.
Whittier.
Ooh, the homeland.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny looking back now because it's so like nobody would do that anymore. No. But
now would probably be somebody front flipping
nobody
off
would
of it
do
or
that
something.
then.
True. Well, nobody would also do a 1.5 bar
on street.
I don't 100% know if that was supposed to be a half in there, but I went for it. And then Aaron Huff showing us all the spots. He's like, come out here. I got this spot for you.
What's happening here?
I needed him to move the tree. So
was sick.
Jumped over
I
something.
didn't even see that bank.
And
and that's actually from the other angle. That's
that looked like the
roof.
same hill, yeah.
Yeah, this is the old street stuff, which
Is this the hill right here?
Nobody really realizes. Most of my things that are publicized and visual are Mega Ramp and Vert.
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Well, it's of course because nobody.
Let me see if I feel the same. Yeah, I still feel the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
Bro, he turned away. He stopped looking.
You didn't even tuck. You just waited till you hit the ground. Awesome. Yeah. And then this gap, I had Micah Kranz just comment. He goes, dude, I think about this all the time. Right? I don't know how you rode away when you blew out half the spokes and both 48 wheels.
Oh,
it's the same exact body position as the other one, though.
Well, it's consistent.
That's the famous.
That's
UC Davis.
That's a Critchard gap or something.
But what's
right?
his face? What's his face? Trucked it, right?
There's controversy about that actually. So Stevie did truck it, but his foot blew off, or both feet blew off. Basically, he didn't really pull it, and then I don't want to put him on blast too much, but I think Castillo ran the photo or something, one of those. And then Christian has the clip because I think Christian got called out. So we talked about this in the last few years. And it was like, Christian was like, he didn't fucking pull it. What am I supposed to put the clip out for? So it's just sitting on a drive or something. One of those, because like a lot of people out there are like, where is that fucking footage? That type of thing. So
I can say because I'm part of that thing, but
yeah.
That still counts as a world's first, right?
Yes. Dude, if I hear that, I love all those dudes with a passion, but if I hear that anymore, it ruins it. You're like, oh, I don't care now.
World's first is better than worldy.
I've never heard that before.
People are like, that's worldy. And you're like,
but this is the problem with world first. Like, I did a world first. World's first.
Yeah,
world's first.
Yeah. In an orange shirt.
Yeah. World's first.
Yeah.
First time I did that gap.
World's first, south of the equator.
Yeah.
on a ramp that was not skate light.
You did it last week, but I had my hat backwards last week.
Yeah.
I know. We were
some of
we
that.
were part of that stuff through Nitro.
The NorCal scene as a whole, like, obviously that is such a crazy time period because there was so many different people coming out of there and stuff like that. Is it
It was pretty wild at that moment, and we had the Ramp Club, and you could talk to some of the guys that I barely remember who we called exactly, but when Joey Garcia won the second X Games, we were all watching at this like live watch party at the Ramp Club, and we're all hanging out, and as soon as he wins, Brian's the owner of the Ramp Club. He goes, "We need to call everybody." And by everybody, we picked up the magazine and started calling all bike companies that had their phone numbers listed. This is Brian from San Jose Ramp Club. I wanted to let you guys know we're the home of Joey fucking Garcia, X Games gold medalist. And then all of a sudden, the whole room was full of all of us just cheering and yelling.
That's
and
amazing.
like spraying each other with beer, and just it was ridiculous. And like Moeller said, "Dude, I got that video or the recording still. Somebody still has it.
That's amazing.
They saved it. They're like, what the hell, train wreck, drunken idiot message was this?" And just called everybody.
That's amazing.
So the dynamic of the Ramp Club was like, it was an actual Ramp Club. Like, people had keys. I know there was like mattresses.
What?
Dude, yeah. So the reason it was called a club
Yeah.
is because of the insurance. It was through the Boy Scouts. So it had to be a club
Okay.
and host a Boy Scouts meeting. I don't remember what it was, once a year or monthly or whatever it was. So we actually had a Boy Scout ID number. And we were a club. Well, then it became Brian was running out of money, so he wanted some members to come in so that he had money coming in monthly.
Yeah.
And I think there was like 8 of us. It was Joey and Ryan and me.
He charged all you guys monthly?
So we all jumped in.
Well, yeah, he has expenses.
Yeah. So
But I mean, whether you went, I guess that's how all skate parks are. Right?
yeah.
we were showing
Got
up
it.
in pain,
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
but we were running out of money. So he was like, I'm going to have to close it down in 4 months. We're running out of money or whatever it was. And goes, unless I start charging, and you guys can come in and work, you do whatever you want, but here's your key, show up and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you bring people in, charge them, drop it into the lockbox, and we're going to try and make this place survive.
Yeah.
So we all became members and then started working. So I had like Thursday nights, I was working every night. And we were working at the Ramp Club. Well, then we had Red Berry is a guy. His son is Caswell Berry, who became a pro skater.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Red was building ramps for us, and he was living at the skate park, so he built himself a room underneath the ramps. So we had our
This
troll.
isn't the
that was
same
living-
Red as like Grindline Red that like went on to start Grindline in Portland, right? There's not that many Reds in the world. So, all right. Yeah, if you all good.
You can make that connection later. So we had that. We did have, and then Brian at one point was living in the office, just cutting expenses. It was so funny how sketchy it was in the beginning, and we were still associated to Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
what finally happened?
With the Ramp Club,
Yeah.
it ended up just being everybody that was there was having a great time. It was a party central, but it wasn't making money, and it was a bit of a headache. Now that I'm looking back on it, I go, Brian, I don't actually blame you that much for shutting it down. But the way it happened was we all showed up, and there was different padlocks on the door. I went,
Oh.
well, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
We can't get in. Well, we're all scheduled to ride, open, work, couldn't get in. And then the next week in the middle of the day when nobody's there because we all had jobs or school, rolled up the door, and somebody up in Sacramento had bought the ramps, showed up, and the lease got transferred over to the body shop that was next door, and we didn't have a skate park anymore. And that was the catalyst for me that we had the Vans Park up in Cupertino, but there was only one night a week that allowed bikes.
Yeah.
So there'd be 100 people in there. Chaos, which started my vert kind of direction because nobody rode vert, so I could ride that without 75 people just fighting over a ramp.
Yeah. And then so the owner, he obviously sold the ramps. He just was too bummed to tell everybody.
He just needed to get out.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a headache.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for it at the time. Trust me, I was pissed.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I went, okay, so I don't have a place to ride. Same exact time frame. I'm living in a condo my mom owned and just paying the rent. And Real estate market was booming. She goes, hey, I'm going to sell that to an investor who wants to buy it so that I can just pay off my house up here.
Yeah.
He said you can stay there and rent it. It was double the rent. I'm a dirtball BMXer that didn't make much money. I couldn't afford it. So he gave me 3 extra months to figure my shit out. And I started sorting it out, making phone calls. And Kevin Robinson was like, hey, why don't you come spend the summer at Woodward? Spend the summer at Woodward, figure it out, put all your stuff in storage, just come out here with a truck, and you can sort out where you want to live.
What year was that?
2001.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, you know what? That's a good deal. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a place to live anymore. I don't have a skate park anymore. If this is actually going to be my job, I should probably go figure out what to do for real.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go get a real job. I like riding bikes.
No, were you on like a pro deal where they were like a visiting pro where they were paying you to be there, or just giving like you live for free?
Dude, that era of Woodward was epic.
Yeah, I know. I never had anything to do with that stuff, but I was curious about it.
So I showed up, and Kevin talked to Gary. I called Gary, talked to him. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be there for the summer. He goes, okay, great. The requirements are you're going to do a Sunday demo when the kids show up. You're going to do an autograph session and another pro demo as long as you're in town, not traveling. Dude, I was traveling nonstop.
Easy.
So I'm doing demos there, hanging out. Weekly pay at that point. I'm the new guy. I was getting $500 a week.
That's pretty legit. And a free place to stay.
$2,000 a month?
Well, at that point, Kevin was he was married and was living at camp, and Gary bought another house. He's like buying up property behind and around camp, bought a house, and goes, all right, cool, Kevin, you can live in there. Who do you want as your roommates? Tom Stober and Chad. Okay, cool. I lived at camp for like 2 weeks, and then I moved into a house that I didn't have to pay for. And
No way.
I had warehouses that were millions of dollars worth of ramps I didn't pay for.
And they were paying you to live there.
Yeah. And weekly. And then I just travel and get to ride with everybody. And all of a sudden, in one summer, it went from I got, living in Northern California, I got my first X Games medal, was in San Francisco. And I got a bronze. Mm-hmm. And it was surreal standing in park.
Okay.
So I got park bronze medal with Dave in first place, Jay Miron in second, and me in third. And I'm on a podium going, my heroes are here. And Jay just said, hey, when he gets up here, let's lift him on our shoulders. And I went, holy shit, I'm actually involved in this. This is surreal. Wild.
That's the year Dave did the double flip?
That is the year before that.
So it was the year that had the jersey barrier?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, it was that one. And that was my intro to, all right, cool, podium. I placed as best I had in any pro comp other than the Roots Jam. No, I think the Roots Jam was right after that. I can't remember what year. I think the Roots Jam was right before that. And I'm up there hanging out with Dave and Jay, freaking out. And it was my experience of what everybody said Jay does. He goes, hey, am I done with these photos? Like completely done? Yeah. All right, cool. Holds his medal up to the crowd and just launches it into the crowd. He never kept any of his medals. As soon as he was done on the podium taking photos, just launches it in the crowd. He didn't give a shit. He left them.
Gangster.
He didn't have any of them.
Gangster.
So they had a...
Holy shit. Look what... This is a 3-hour ESPN X Games 1998 broadcast with the down... It has it literally has like the commercials in it and everything. Like... Wow. Okay. But go ahead. I didn't mean to derail it too much. I was trying to be like find something here, but
look at all the stuff they used to do, man.
it was a very different thing.
And it was fluorescent and
yeah, this is not the right thing.
Very extreme.
So he literally launched his medal in there and does
every single one of them. Every medal he's ever won launched, and then a funny one happened. They gave him a commemorative, like, hey, you're a legend, after he had retired, wasn't competing, and they've done it for a handful of people. It's a framed gold, silver, and bronze medal from whatever year current is, and they present it to him. And they said, hey, we wanted to give you a medal. What's really funny is you don't have any medals, so here's your medals commemorating you being a legend of X Games.
Yeah.
Can you please not throw these in the crowd? I have no idea if he kept them or not. But it's funny that he has 0 medals. He was like, I'm not here for medals.
Is what was it? So 2000. That's 2003 was the first medal.
No.
For me, it would have been
San Francisco's in the 90s.
2000.
2000.
Yeah, for me, it was 2000 because I did 98 was the second year of San Diego. So 99, San Francisco.
Yeah.
No, you're...
2000, San Francisco, 2001. Whichever one is, because one of them I rode for Hoffman, and the next one I got blackballed. I wasn't allowed to ride.
It might have been, you know what? It might have been the 99 one. The first year of San Francisco, I got that because the next year was the double flip on the big box jump that they built for
him to do it.
Stuff.
That's when I wasn't allowed to ride it.
Which is probably 99.
The Travis Pastrana year.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Travis Pastrana year was the first year. Yeah, the first one. So that was had the Jersey barrier, had the handrail in the corner.
So random piece of completely useless knowledge. It doesn't have to do with BMX. 1999 was the year Travis turned pro, and he went to X Games. That's why he's 199. Hey, what number do you want to be? I don't know. The year 1999, you drop off 19.
That's pretty funny.
Stupid.
Hey,
I love Travis.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't not find this, but that's all right. So X Games at that point, I mean, obviously, like I showed that one video, that was 98. So the year before is like full kook fest, like because at 99 onward is kind of when they started to really trim it down, right? Like they got rid of the sky dancing and all that stuff.
They had luging still, but they were tapering
it off.
They were tapering off like the skydiving and the bungee jumping with a kayak type.
Bungee jumping only happened the first year, I think.
Yeah.
So it was 95-6 in Rhode Island, 97, 98 San Diego.
Yeah, I was
99, 2000 was San Francisco, and then went to Philly.
Yeah.
So I was still living in California. So third place at X Games was big contest, best I'd ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I was a 5th place to 12th place, sometimes not making finals. I spent one summer at Woodward, and by the end of the summer, I was 2nd to 5th place every single contest, and started winning a couple of things. And I went, dude, if I'm actually going to make this my full-time gig that I can live off of, and I don't want to stop bike riding, hey, Gary, do you mind if I live here? And he goes, oh, I already had some keys ready for you. Here you go. Just in the winter, make sure you don't ride alone, turn the heat and lights off, and lock the doors when you go. I was like,
that's pretty crazy.
Sick.
What? He's like, yeah, you're good.
So when you go to Woodward, it sounds like it's like a matter of like convenience, you know, but like how like conscious are you? How meaningful are you that you're like, I'm at Woodward, I'm going to train and get better? Or was it just bike riding session and a byproduct of being around
Sessions?
I
went as a camper, so I understood the gravity of what Woodward was.
Yeah.
Joey Garcia and I went as campers when we were in sophomore year of high school.
What year would that have been?
93.
Oh, that early.
93, 94. Joey went 3 times. But he was already, you know, the Garcia brothers were on Airwalk. They were racing. They had pro model stuff already with TNT Huafong Daddy.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going way back.
Yeah, no.
And Joey would show up to Woodward as a camper and actually teach some of the guys who were...
Yeah, be the best bike rider
Yeah,
there.
you're like, bro, you're actually teaching some of the instructors what to do. It was just hilarious. And I had Jay as my... Actually, I had Robbie Morales was my cabin counselor.
Oh, that kind of sums up why you did so well at the X Games for so many years.
Lots of manuals.
Yeah, lots of manuals. Lots of manuals, Robbie. Thank you, Robbie. It's your fault.
Robbie goes, hey, I know you're good for a manual. I was like, yeah, manuals don't win gold medals, bro. He started laughing. It was good. And then Joey would take off partway through. Like, we're there for camp for a week, and he'd take off on Friday.
What was it like going to camp? I never went to camp. There's no way we could afford that ever. There's no way. Yeah. That was like $1,000 or something, right? Or
okay, so
more,
when I went...
It was in Pennsylvania, too.
Yeah. So it was back away. So I had to pay for part of it, and my parents paid for the rest. They're like, hey, if you earn this...
Yeah.
It was $600 a week to go back.
That's right.
So it's not nearly as bad, but I still had to fly.
It might as well have been $1,000 at that point.
It was incredible, but the cage didn't exist. It was a lot less than what it is now, or was when I moved there. And then I moved there, and it became, oh my gosh, I get to ride with everybody in their sessions. I didn't want to miss any of the sessions. I rode in the morning, and then break for lunch, have a lunch session with some of the kids, and then we'd have an afternoon session, And sometimes when there's a lot of people in town, we'd wait till the kids go to bed. They have to stop and go to their cabins at 8 o'clock, and we could ride 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I was riding 3 times a day, sometimes 4, and just nonstop sessions. And when you're there out of convenience, hey, we're all going to be riding. At that time, I'm riding all the park stuff and the dirt stuff. And it'd be Jamie, Kevin, Tom, and they're like, hey, why don't you jump on the vert ramp? We just need a couple more bodies up there. If we have somebody taking a run, then it gives us a little bit of break and somebody's just hanging out.
Because they were training.
Oh, hardcore.
They were training.
Or in. And it rubs off on you, and you get to that point. We can touch on that later. It rubs off on you, and you get, I'm here to get some shit done. And you're like, damn it. We're still having fun on little kids' bikes, but you got serious when X Games grew to the point where you were winning $40,000.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's back up a second. So right around 2000, when you moved, you're riding for Hoffman at that point, right? How much money would you think you were making?
I've got some funny stories about that.
Around that time. Because I want to talk about this because it escalates very quickly and
ridiculous.
To an absurd amount of money that I never knew about. Because in my head, we were like peers. But then if we looked at our bank accounts, we were not peers. You know what I mean? I was poverty.
Yeah.
You know, so
we've had open conversations about this, and he was a bit floored. And whoa, hold on. You did what?
Yeah, I can't believe it. So
well, I mean, tell the numbers.
We'll get there.
It's 20 years ago.
But so like at that time at Hoffman in 2000, I was making $2,000 a month from Hoffman, which was a lot.
Well, at that point, I'm guessing at Hoffman. So the first time I started getting paid from Matt was hilarious because he did it out of not wanting to lose me to someone else that he was like, I'm not losing you to that guy.
Who was it? Come on. It's 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
So being a NorCal rider that's riding demos for Ron, I got one of the funniest, and not funny, it was at the time it was like, dude, I'm getting offered money to ride bikes for him.
Yeah.
It was the most obscure amount of money that was like down to some pennies. And I called up Matt and I go, hey, I've never done this before. I don't know what to do, but Ron's offering me money to pay for him or to ride for him. He's going to pay me. And he goes, how much is it?
He did not want to. He didn't. Yeah.
And I was like, I think my contract says $237.74 a month. Like it was something obscure and weird. I went through the budget and I got you something exact that I could do. And Matt goes, I'll pay you $500 a month. You're not leaving, and I'm not losing you to Ron.
Well, what year was that? Do you know?
That would have been the end, because 98 I turned pro, went to X Games. It would have been for 98 or for 99.
Oh, I would love to hear Ron's version of it, like how he determined that number. You know, not that it was exact, but it was a very obscure number.
Talk to Kevin McAvoy. He was the one in the office doing everything at that point.
I'm going to text McAvoy right now.
So good.
I quit at 1995. The 1995 Marina Valley contest, I rode for 2 hip, right? So I rode for 2 hip, but I never got any. I got a pair of bars and a stem, and I was supposed to get the first frame, this new 2 hip frame.
The fork?
Hold on. And some douchey kid from NorCal showed up on it, and it was Cameron Birdwell. And I was like, who is this kid? And he ripped, but I was like, who is this kid? And so then Matt just goes, or I think Thorne was like, let me talk to Matt. And Matt goes, well, you ride for us now. And I just rode for Matt at that contest.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I'm good friends with Ron now, but at the time Ron was like, you're not a friend. You didn't even call me. Yeah, it hurt my feelings. And I'm sure I hurt his feelings. But like right now, it's, we're past that. But like that's funny because I know that there's a thing.
Oh, always. So
with Matt and Ron.
It started out as $500, right?
Yeah.
So you got travel budget, go to any contest, and you take all your prize money. All right, great. And then instantly jumped into $500 a month. And then the next year, I started getting stuff rolling in, and all of a sudden we're 2000, 2001. I'd say 2000, I made $25,000 in a year.
All everybody combined, or for Matt?
Everything combined.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I probably made, I'm going to say 35 to 45. And then I moved to Woodward, and all of a sudden, I'm a podium rider at almost every single contest that I was going to.
And back then, the prizes were like 30, 40 grand for first place.
Oh, they were gnarly.
50 grand.
And you had gravity games as well.
But we also had...
Win match.
Win matching was gnarly. But I also had a schedule that, hey, here's the 35 events. What 20 do you want to go to?
Yeah.
As long as you stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Just prize money, you can make a fortune.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're adding everything all around the world. And Matt's like, yeah, I'll fly out there, go for there. It was just free flowing.
Yeah.
Call up Gary Ellis's travel company and start booking things, and they send in a bill.
Gary Ellis.
What?
The lumberjack?
Yeah.
Okay. Did not know he
Wait,
had a,
what?
That was his travel company that we used to call all the time.
Oh,
Adventure
really?
Travel.
Oh, Adventure Travel was his?
That was the Ellis company, or Ellis
I
family.
didn't know that.
It's funny. So we're doing all this stuff. So I start making money. Well,
things you learn on podcasts.
all of a sudden, I go to Woodward and I'm podium, and sponsors start rolling in, and it got healthy there for a while.
No, don't say it got healthy. I want to know.
We're gonna get there. Because
it's so nuts.
The passion that
no,
that
because
Rooftop
I
has
had
about
this conversation with him, and like whenever it was, and then I was like, "Oh, we're gonna do a podcast. We're talking about all this shit."
So
it's crazy.
Well, what ends up being the tipping point for him was we fast forward. I no longer have a bike sponsor. I'm riding. I mean, technically, I got a bike sponsor from the Beard.
So you're not riding for Matt.
So I'm not riding for Matt. Not riding for Specialized, and I was making so much money from everybody else. I didn't care.
And this is around what year?
So you're riding for Failure.
So I was riding for Failure.
Yeah.
It would have been 2008, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that general vicinity.
Okay.
And that's when Gort called me up to ride for Redline.
That's before I rode for Redline.
No, you were on Redline.
Okay.
This is what got our conversation. Maybe you don't remember this, but
I don't know.
The reason the conversation started about how much money I was making and we got open about it, Gort calls me up and goes, "Hey, we want you to ride for Redline." Okay. What do you got? And he's like, I got $3,000 a month for you. Okay. Thanks for the offer. Let me think about it. And he goes, all right, cool. You got till Thursday. Why? Because Rooftop's contract needs to get re-signed on Friday. And if I get you, I'm going to drop him.
Ooh,
This is great.
spicy.
So telling me that, I immediately responded. I went, cool. Well, thanks for telling me that. I don't want to ride for Redline.
Yeah.
And he goes, what?
Yeah.
I said, honestly, it's $36,000. It does make a big difference to me, but not that big a difference, because at that point I was making over $200,000 from stuff.
Okay. Well, we'll circle back
Right.
to that.
So hold on. So
That's the tip of it.
so we come back and I call him up and I was like, hey, I want you to be careful.
I already knew that.
I just turned down
Yeah.
the Redline spot. I'm not willing to take. I knew it was his only paying sponsor. I was like, I'm not going to take
Calm
your only
down.
paying sponsor.
This is on the air.
You had Etnies or something. I don't know what it was, but I was like, taking $36,000 from you
But I wasn't making $36,000.
makes a big difference.
Oh, for sure.
Versus me having an extra $36,000 when I'm making over $200,000.
I was only making $2,000 a month because he offered me when he said, "Hey, I got $63,000 a year. You can have it." And I was like, okay, that sounds amazing. But I was like, no, like, cause I was dead set on making Redline cool. I'm like, no, how about this? I will split that money with 3 people, and it was Rich Hurst and
Corrali.
no,
Garrett?
it was
Did Garrett ride for Redline? Did I just make that up?
no, it was. I'm sorry, it was oh my
JJ.
god, no, dude, I am like, my brain isn't working,
We've all hit our head a few times.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
So while he thinks
Williams,
about that,
Nathan?
No, I cannot believe my brain is not working. No, New York, Edwin's
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
god, dude,
Yeah.
my brain doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I love Tyrone. Like,
Yeah.
so
You're good.
but so I was like, we'll split it. So we all made roughly. I don't remember what we made, but it was all roughly. I made $2,000, and then we split the rest between them. And I like took a pay cut to try to really make this happen.
Yeah.
And then I put on Kevin Corrali and Garrett Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I at one point, right around that time, I was like, hey, we need to pay these dudes. And he was like, Garrett Reynolds is not worth $300 a month. And I was like, I'm not sure if you're right.
I mean,
but
Gork.
because
It's
time will tell.
undeniable that Gork has his thumb
Yeah.
on the pulse
So,
of BMX.
And nothing against Gork, but the thing is, I remember me and Gork, we have a great relationship now, but like back then it wasn't great because in my contract, I think if I remember right, I had like veto power. That was the only way I'd sign it because I didn't want there to, remember the fish ads? The guy Fish? I was like, I get veto power over everything. And so like I would veto all the ideas. And look, it may sound like that's terrible, but that first year, we only made 100 of those device frames, and we made some other stuff. But that first year, Redline had its highest pre-books in 34 years.
No,
You
that's
know,
cool.
and it was because he's like, he said it was for the racing, but I'm like, nothing's changed in racing. This is the only thing that was adding.
Yeah.
You know, so we were doing a good job, but I think at that point he was done with me vetoing everything. So I was gone regardless. Yeah. But thanks for having my back, buddy.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, hey, I mean that's two very similar stories, but just like in the same, because you were like, I'm not going to take it all, and you wanted to divide it up, and it goes.
And what I'm guessing is he wanted Kagy was like a good replacement, even though he wanted me gone. But I don't think he was. I think if Kagy would have said I think at the time he was like, well, if Kagy says no, then I'll keep Rooftop.
Yeah.
So I'm not out of nothing. But I ended up getting Fuzzy the job, I think at Redline maybe as team manager, and then it was just like, I'm gone. You know? Not because of Fuzzy, you know, Fuzzy, not because of Fuzzy. Fuzzy's great. But then Fuzzy thought I was mad at him. I talked to him the other day at X Games, like, oh, you're not mad at me? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's thought I've been mad at him for like a decade or something. I'm like, wait, you're literally
That's so sad.
I'm like,
totally, you know, like you're like, damn, you think I've been disliking you
I'm
for
like,
a
Tim,
decade?
you're one of
Like,
my
that
favorite
sucks.
people. And like, of all the people I ever looked up to for that short time before I started becoming in contest, and I didn't look up to anybody, you know, it was Fuzzy, Matt Hoffman, you know, like I bought a hooligan. I mean, I'm hooligan. I'm sorry. I bought one of their race bikes because of Fuzzy, you know? He's the best.
Good. He is the best. It was good to see him at X Games.
Yeah,
it sucks. Was. I mean, we'll get to that too, because that's a cool, just small piece of it in the sense of the legend thing and all that. But I guess circling back to the money stuff. I don't know.
So at what point?
I feel like we fast forwarded quite. Well, I mean, like the Woodward stuff, because we're like 2003.
But you're also adding in. There's video games coming out, and I was a character in a video game.
Yeah. Boom.
That was the biggest check I've ever seen in my life up to that point.
$10,000 to sign, and then
I was in Dave's video game. And
I thought you were in Matt's.
I was in number 2.
Oh,
so my first video game,
$20,000.
It was a $20,000 check shows up,
and then we got $5,000 for every like 250,000 units sold, and the next one that was like $6,000 for the next one, and $7,000 for the next one, and then the third one. What did we make on the third one? It never even came out. We got $25,000 check.
You signed early enough that you did get paid. I didn't sign on it. They hadn't sent it to me. It was like, oh, we're going to get it to you next week.
Is this a third Mira?
Third Hoffman game.
Hoffman game.
We got paid.
So I was in the first Mira game, the second Hoffman game, and then the third one. People started getting signed, and then it all fell apart.
Let's straighten this out right now. By the way, since you've been in both, which one's better? Playability wise, characters, tricks. Believability. Don't be a dick. Tell the truth.
I always liked Mira's game.
I like Hoffman's game.
I like
whichever one you started with. It just it worked.
Yeah, I think in the aspect of like being realistic and not just the riders, but like the riders like kind of more lean my way in the Hoffman game.
Yeah.
But then the variety and the weirdness that you could do in Mira's game, and how you really could just like add everything together, really was like it became, you would play it longer.
It also played, because it was Activision, it played the same as Tony's game as far as the buttons and connections, so it was easy to get into.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of the development for it. So being Northern California, the development was like a 45-minute drive north of me. They gave me a chipped PS1, and every couple of weeks I get a new disc.
Was that for Mira or
for Miras?
For Mira, we did the same thing.
Here's yours. Test this out. You'd get somewhere, and all of a sudden it'd glitch, freak out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you found the end." And then a new one would show up. Right. So we're at this stage. That's 2001 when I'm driving across country to go move into Woodward. I drive north to drop my dog off with my mom up near Mount Shasta. And then I go to Vegas and stay with TJ for about a week, but I had to fly out to a contest and come back. So I had my video game check sent to TJ's house. It shows up because I don't have a place to live at this point. So it's like, just use TJ's address. Okay, great. We hang out for a week, and then I take off, and I stop in Oklahoma City, hang out at Hoffman, and then take off and go to Woodward. Well, shortly after that, I switched over to Specialized.
No, I forgot about Specialized.
Matt got a little bummed at me, because it was part of the video game contract too. The third one was getting, it was right around the third one, I was switching over to Specialized, and I talked to Matt about it, and I was like, Matt, I'm trying to buy a house out here. I got to get some stuff done. The salary I'm making isn't cutting it right now. I'm going to go over to Specialized. He goes, yeah, but if you stay with me, the video game's going to happen. And then it didn't happen. I was like, I I got to do this.
What was the jump from Hoffman at that point, from Hoffman to Specialized?
I think I was making $1,500 a month from Hoffman.
Yeah.
And Specialized had Mountain Dew as a co-sponsor. I was going to make $80,000.
Yeah.
So at that
deal.
point, I'm like, hey, Matt, I can't stay when I need to do this to live.
I think deep down, he understands.
He was bummed that a friend was leaving, and then we had a conversation later on. He was like, I understand. I get it. So we're all right. We're friends. And got to the Specialized side of it. Now what was that catalyst that started really snowballing everything else? Mountain Dew separated from Specialized, but I had a 3-year contract with Specialized. So Specialized was on the hook for all of our salaries. What we found out is Specialized paid nothing for us because it was all the budget for Mountain Dew. So when Mountain Dew left, now all of a sudden they had to pay us. And Mountain Dew kept all of us, so I was getting paid the exact same salary from them.
Damn.
Wow. That kicked up, and I went ahead and I went and bought a house.
Were they now with Mountain Dew? Was wind matching too?
Mountain Dew was not.
Okay.
So it's mainly just the bike company. But at that point, Stephen Murray ruined that for everybody because he won Gravity Games and X Games in 1 month.
Yeah, and it was $50,000 and $50,000.
And it was insanity.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, whoa, contest got way too big. Now we're going to do a bonus structure.
Yeah, this is the bike builder. Frame is in there.
That's not my bike yet. That's like Corey Walsh mixed with some brakes. This is a bunch of people's bike now still.
So steering, you go through the whole thing. Steering. Click
Okay,
through,
wow.
Hit change.
So change. Boom. I got my forks. Add to build. Okay, it's getting closer. Let's do the next thing. Headset. I'm gonna put my bars to Odyssey. Boom, Walsh stem right there. Add to build. This is easy. All right, changing the grips. ODI, soft, long necks. There it is, right there. Boyd Sprocket, the third one on the list. Best cranks in the world. Where are they? Yeah, you could like put your bike together and see how it looks, and like the Thunderbolts. Boom, I love those. Odyssey Super Circuits. Nothing compares. Ooh, it's looking good. Can we raise the seat post up on here? I think that's it. That's my bike.
Yeah.
The seat needs to go a little higher, and the ODI bar ends aren't in there, but that's my bike.
You can build Dennis's bike. You can build any bike you want. They have some templates in there for like an S&M build or
That's
a
crazy.
trail build or anything like that. So Source Bike Builder.
It's crazy. You really watch your bike come to life.
Shout out to Source BMX. Thank you so much for supporting us for a couple years now. Appreciate you guys.
Big time
Love you
supporters
guys.
are the best.
So, thank you. Back to the show.
So I was always on a bonus structure that a win at X Games or Gravity Games was $10,000. $5,000 for silvers and $2,500 for a bronze.
Yeah, which is still sick, but like not the win match is nuts.
Well,
like,
what's really sick is when you have 4 different companies with the same exact win bonus structure.
Dude.
you could see how people would lose their mind over getting fourth or something.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
this
I
point,
understand why
like-
those.
There's
Yeah.
a couple of times I tied. I had a 3-way tie. Awesome. That made me in 4th place.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and you can understand why someone or those guys at the time, you're like, these guys are dorks, but you're like, they're all they care about. And you're like, well, they're making $250,000 a year, and so I get it. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and when you have one weekend where it's like, all right, I'm sure everybody did the loose math in their head. They're like, all right, if I get second place in park and third place in vert or something like that, then I have an $80,000 weekend.
In the meantime,
and it's
I'm like
that's or $120,000
I think
weekend.
my best ever X Games was a gold and 2 silvers. I walked out of there with
You win Flatland?
with
What do you
3
fucking-
medals. Well, we had Mega Ramp.
Oh, doubles or something.
No, we had Mega.
Mega Ramp.
I wasn't in
Park.
the era of
Yeah.
doubles, which were
scary era.
they were weird.
Yeah.
I had Mega,
That's not exactly true because
Vert.
Mega Ramp had a doubles.
kinda.
Yeah. But go ahead. Yeah.
I had Mega, Big Air, Vert, and Vert Best Trick. Oh. And we had to
Yeah.
drop Vert Best Trick because we kept falling asleep.
so what'd you make for that weekend?
My prize money that year was, so it was $40,000 for first place, and then 20 for second, and I got 2 of those, so it was $80,000 just in prize money from X Games. And then bonus structure, I think that was like $140,000 weekend.
And meantime, I'm like, well, if I could pull this one trick, I'll just throw the rest of my run away. And I'm like, what are these guys so pissed about if they don't have a good run? Now I get it.
Wow. That's pretty nuts.
That's nuts.
Well, it's
on top of whatever their salary is for the year. That was one of the weekends.
Fudger.
Yeah.
I'm not even a high money earning guy. I was in the good area.
Listen to this asshole.
Listen to this
asshole.
There were some other
What he
dudes
just
who
told
were
us.
killing us.
Like who? Like, I mean, obviously, like Mira, and then you have
Nyquist,
Mira.
Robinson was in there with all the Red Bull stuff.
Yeah.
There's a handful of the dudes in there. You're going.
They're making what, $500,000 a year? You think?
I overheard,
Besides Dave and Ryan, probably. You know.
I had overheard at one point Dave said something about being like $2 million for that year. I could be totally wrong, but that's just conversations.
But that
amongst
seems
the
reasonable
right?
for all the stuff he had going on.
Well, he had Slim Jim. He had 1-800 Collect. I mean, I showed up to ride one day, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't ride Lot 8. Carrot Top's in there with Dave." What did you just say to me? I can't go ride Lot 8 because Carrot Top's shoot. All right, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So
I'm out.
So let's jump ahead it forward just so we
Well,
don't.
well, okay. I mean, I wanted to say, like, what was the bad side of that? Like, is there?
Oh, there is a bad side.
This is part of it.
No, I feel bad about some of it. That it gets the best of you when you start getting to that point. It was like I got in with DC Shoes, and to get on the A team, you're automatic $36,000. So you're $3,000 a month to start on the A team.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I had friends were team managers. We restructured my budgets or my schedule of how I get paid. Anything I made in bonuses got added to my salary the next year. And the next year I got my bonuses. And then whatever I made that year got added on.
And so when you say bonuses, is it X Games, Gravity Games? Is it like Worlds?
It was Dew Tours.
Dew Tours, yeah.
It was Dew Tours, X Games, Gravity Games. Anything that was of that caliber. So
like
the small
LG,
contest
those
don't.
LG
Yes.
ones? Okay.
Which
There was a couple of those.
I forgot about those.
Yeah.
Those were
Yeah.
damn good money too.
Yeah.
So you start adding all that stuff up. I signed a 3-year deal, and my starting salary on the beginning of it was $75,000 to wear shoes and clothes. And then
In the meantime, I have a pro shoe at it, and he's thinking I'm killing it, making I think $48,000 a year with that shoe.
well, this is now the era that Jamie won 90% of everything, and me, Simon, Kevin, and Stevie would occasionally win every now and then.
Yeah.
So it was almost every single contest I was on a podium getting a bonus, getting something.
Yeah.
They capped my year bonuses that get added to the following year at $25,000.
Yeah. So
Or
automatically.
20
yeah.
grand, right?
But you're
So-
already making $25,000 the next year raise.
So instant, that's what my raise is. When I left DC, I think it was because I was getting paid. It was Dave, then me. And they're like, we got to cut some budgets, and you're making $120,000 to wear shoes and clothes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Those are damn good times. But what comes with that,
Hey.
Yeah, dude, it's sick. Like people
good
get
time.
mad about this, but this is, you guys, this doesn't happen very often,
Yeah.
and it's amazing that someone was killing it. You know,
my best year with bonuses, base salaries, and prize money coming in, I think was $460.
and did you still live at Woodward at this time?
No, I bought a house that was in State College.
So that cost you like $65,000.
Yeah, right. So, like, I mean, on the auxiliary side, like, you know, you're focused on bike riding. Bike riding is like, because you have to maintain this. You also love bike riding, but it's like, do you have an agent? You have an accountant. You have a bookie. You did a head scratch. You're like, did you have an agent? Did you have an accountant? Like, did you pay your taxes? Did you,
I took care of all of that.
Okay.
So I was one of the. So we'll come back to this or touch on it later. When I finished bike riding, I ended up working for my financial advisor for a year.
Yes, I remember this.
So I went down that route to help everybody. I didn't realize, I thought I was like 1 out of 10 that actually paid attention to my money. Mm-hmm. Nobody fucking pays attention to their money.
Yeah.
Very few. Mm-hmm. So I started a retirement account when I was 18 years old. So every year.
Again.
Yeah.
Good job.
So every year that I made all this money,
yeah.
it's called a self-employment pension, SEP IRA, and you take a chunk of your money. So whatever your gross pay is, they give you a percentage that you're allowed to max out, and I maxed out every single year and just shove it in. That comes off your taxes that you're paying.
Yep. Yeah, pre-tax.
So it's pre-tax,
Yep.
goes in there, and then it grows. And what the anticipation is, when you do pull that out, you don't have any income, so you're not going to pay the 30-something% tax rate because you're pulling out minimums. Okay, great. Well, I did that from 18 years old all the way through my entire career. So it's now extremely healthy that I can fall back on that. I'm
cool.
great with it.
Yeah.
I paid attention to the money. I paid all my taxes. I did all that stuff. But it also puts you in a different position when you make money like that on a very consistent basis. Your mind gets into a pattern. And then there's also some drawbacks called getting married. And you spend money before you've earned it. And that puts you into a very, very stressful position going into a contest that, hey, I just bought a new house. And I already wrote a check for $50,000 for the house. And it's being built.
Yeah.
It'll be done in 6 months. This is X Games. I should be making $100,000 out of this. Great. I rolled in there confident, but freaked out and nervous because I've already spent the money. Shattered my body to pieces. I made zero.
Yeah.
Instead of getting medals, I got screws installed in my body.
Yeah.
And it's the drawback to you put that much pressure on yourself and who you're riding with on a daily basis, how the emotions start getting into it. I'm sure you guys have heard stories about the vert ramp fucking psychotic.
That's what I want to hear about.
Going on.
We'll get into that. But I mean, like that's like what they credit, and discredit or whatever you want to say is that Stephen Murray went into that event that he fell on in a bad frame of mind, and it was like he was like, I'm going to show everybody and blah 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 because he had the same shit you had, but even kind of crazier because he said he ruined it for everybody else because he had those win matches
and he was living in California.
He ran it hard. I mean, he got that Tahoe and dumped like an extra $80,000 in it for wheels and TVs and stereos.
Yeah. I mean, when we had Nastasio on here, I was like, what's the most amount of money you made in a year? And he said something crazy like $170,000, and I'm like, I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew how much money he was making.
Made.
Yeah, like because I'm like, dude, there's no way you just made $170,000.
I would have thought it was a lot more than that doing Southern California.
Guarantee he made more than that. But the reality is that he also had outside people probably
siphoning that away,
skimming, rounding the edges on some stuff. You know,
what I hated about some of this stuff, it's hindsight. Now that you look back, we're at Woodward, and it does become a training thing. When you spend your money ahead of time and you're in this consistency, you expect, hey, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to do this. Well, we're so calculated at this point. If I do the run I did last year, I should get second or third place. I just learned these 2 new tricks. That's going to bump me up maybe a quarter point, half point. I mean, it's getting calculated fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
And going into it going, all right, how do I beat Jamie? How do I do this? How do I do that? Well, then Jamie's in there watching you do your tricks, so he just learns them as soon as you walk out of the building. And then he does them in practice in front of you, and you're like, oh, fucking destroyed me. He did that to Kevin all the time. It was wild. Kevin, you thought the vein in his forehead was just going to explode.
Did those dudes get along during that time?
Depends on what day.
Did all you guys get along? Or was it like an unsaid, like, hey, we're all friends, but deep down you're like, no, not today, dude.
It depended on the year. It got worse as time went on, but to touch on this one point, I was focused on learning a couple new tricks, and then you get real focused. Most of the people I interact with are like, dude, you're super mellow. You're like a nice guy. You're actually willing to help. I'm out like helping the guys load trucks and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, you're a nice guy. Not everybody thinks I'm a nice guy because I get into that mode where I'm like, oh shit, I got to get this done right now. Well, drop in from the box jump trying to learn something on the box resi in lot 8, and you go blasting past the box jump, and somebody pulls out in front of you, and you almost smash into them. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, they're riding bikes at Woodward. Chill out. And there's a couple of times I got into that, and I was like, man, that was a dick move. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it was the vert ramp. It was the vibe on the vert ramp.
Oh, yeah. Then we start stepping into that, and things got interesting. So Jamie's always got a pattern. The man is a workhorse. He could beat everybody based on just his skill and work ethic.
Yeah.
He's in there riding for 4 to 6 hours a day and just doing his shit. He's killing it. But then he wanted to make sure that he always did win, and he'd add the psychological aspect to it, and he just messed with people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bro, this is actually messing with people's lives. Someone's going to crash and break their neck. Oop, already did that.
Like, give me an example.
Yeah.
Like, what do you
we'll
mean
talk
by,
about that too.
Yeah, what do you mean by messing with people? Like saying people he was doing other things and forcing people to try to do gnarly shit? What do you mean?
No, like get in their head so they're distracted, so they're not focused on.
Okay.
There was a pattern in there. So Jamie and Kevin and Tom Stober always rode together, and then I moved in. Well, I wasn't the vert rider at that point. I moved in, and I just learned how to go 10 feet with Tabron in England.
Just 10 feet.
Right. So my first double-digit air, I went to Millennium London skate park and bar. It was so rad. And he taught me how to ride vert. He's like, I think you're a vert rider. I was like, hell no, I'm not a vert rider. I'm scared of this damn thing. And I hit 10 feet and went, I want to do that again. That was a really cool feeling when you're in the air at 10 feet and you're looking down and you see the coping and you go, I'm actually going to hit stickers. I'm not going to die. This is awesome. Such an addictive feeling. So I start riding. I wasn't competing at the point. I was still, according to the vert riders, I was still a bit of a joke. It was like, all right, cool, you're showing up. We have another guy that knows how to do some tricks. It fills in the bottom half of our class. Whatever. You're still a dirt guy.
Mm-hmm. You weren't a threat at that point.
Exactly. So, as not a threat, Jamie was always inviting me to go ride. I'm like, dude, I can go ride with Jamie all the time. This is rad. And I was like, Kevin, you going to come out and ride? No, I'm going to skip this one. Well, you come out and ride.
Now, were they friends off the ramp?
So, yes, at that era, that point, yes, we were all friends. We all got along. And there were times that you'd see patterns.
Was that closer to contest times?
And it was all winter long, everybody's great. And then about 2 months before X Games would start, all of a sudden, Jamie's behavior would change, and he didn't want to ride with Kevin or John Parker. Those are the main guys that were really podium, and Tom wasn't, and Keith McElhaney wasn't in the podium finishing, so he always rode with them. And that was me, too. So I always got invited in. So I'd ride with both groups. And I was like, oh, this is weird. You guys all separate. Like, yeah, it just gets weird.
Did they have time slots? I heard something about time slots for like...
That happened later on.
Okay, I want to get to that.
Scheduled time slots, yes. And it got really weird.
Explain to people what that means, because...
Well, let's get...
So we're going through this stuff, and it gets to the point where, like, Kevin's going in trying to figure out how to double flare. And he's got this extra foam pad because he's smashing his hips on the top of the resi, which is wild. And Jamie knows it. He's like, oh, I've given him a chance. And Kevin, this is a drawback on Kevin, he thought he owned tricks. So he's like, oh, it's my trick. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be the first one to do it. Okay, great. Well,
better hurry.
I was just riding with Jamie, and he's doing him into the foam. Perfect.
Yeah.
What? Then all of a sudden he does one on resi.
Pulls it.
And he pulls him.
Bestwick.
Yeah. And
this is before
the X Games,
before LA.
Did it, okay, yeah. Right? Kevin took Jamie underneath the ramp and laid into him that he was going to kick his ass. Don't you dare take my trick from me. You're being such a dick. That's so selfish. You know I'm working so hard to get this trick.
Not hard enough, apparently.
I thought they were going to like seriously fight. We used to have lockers underneath the vert ramp. Lock door, get in there, put all our stuff in there. So they confronted each other down there. It was like, why are you trying to start fights?
And what was Bestwick's response?
It's like, bro, I'm just learning tricks. They're just tricks. I was like, all right, I get what both of you are saying. Kevin, we're watching you sacrifice your body over this, but eventually you just got to pull it. Otherwise, someone else is going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't take some sort of stupid ownership over a wall ride to flare just because I tried it on some stupid sub-box wall. Dave did it, and
did it.
I'm not going to get
That's
mad
the way it
at that.
works.
I'm like,
yeah.
hey, it's possible. Cool.
It's like there's different rules on I think ramps to street. You know what I mean?
It just is what it is, right? So
I think there's examples in all categories of like, hey, there's stuff with spots even like where somebody talked about doing it forever, somebody went and tried it, and then it got around to the person who talked about doing it forever, and they're like, all right, I'm going next week. They didn't pull it. I'm finally getting this shit done. So, and it's like, is that cool? Is that not? It's fucking eye of the beholder.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And you do what you got to do. There are some ways that are more appropriate or morals or whatever it is.
I do think it's based on the trick a little bit. Like double flips aren't really like, you're not inventing something new. You're just doing something that's already done more. Where if it's like something that like maybe like a bike flip or something no one did at all or body varial, you're like, oh, that's something new.
And when we're talking that era of where we're all riding, it's guys like Kevin and Jamie were battling over double flares, and out of nowhere, it's just like 5 of us on a ramp, and it's cold, and John Parker does the first ever Drano. He does the body varial on vert. Not in a contest, doesn't give a shit, just sends it. And we're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
Parker.
yeah.
And just runs it. Oh, well, I just kind of wanted to do it. Awesome, John. That's rad. And he'd show up, and John's one of those weird ones. He didn't care
There you
about
go.
music.
This is the Drano, just for reference.
Dude, we would roll in.
So you were there that day?
Yeah. And we would roll in.
Woo! I've seen him try this hundreds of times, by the way.
And we walk into Cloud 9, and
music.
you don't hear anything. And you hear the buzz of those lights.
That's still
That is
so
insane.
insane.
Like the crazy buzz of the lights. And you're like, oh, cool, someone left the lights on. And we start walking in, and all of a sudden you hear zzz, 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 zzz. Who's riding? And it's John by himself, no music, just riding vert. Like, dude, you're an animal.
That is a horrible idea.
So he just runs it, goes for it, does his thing, and then you've got like Jamie and Kevin double flare battle, and then the no-handed 9 Matt does, and Stevie starts doing them.
No-handed 9s.
Yeah.
So no-handed 9's onto the res, and he's killing it. His spin was dialed, and he's landing on resi up near that white line, and was like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna come out of this with some speed, not like Matt's at the bottom of the ramp. You got it figured out."
Yeah.
Well, the instant we saw that,
Bestwick.
as soon as McCann leaves the building, Jamie jumps on the ramp and starts doing them on the res. He's like, "I'm gonna figure this out." And then it got to a point where we'd all show up to ride, and right before X Games, Jamie'd roll over to the mini ramp, and he'd pad up for 30 minutes and take some warm-up cruises across the spine, and he's just watching everybody ride to see what everyone's doing. And then some guys would leave, and we'd be up there, and he'd cruise up and start working on everybody else's tricks. And then as the contest is going, we're all trying to stay warm. Hey, commercial break. You guys got 90 seconds to go ahead and take some runs. All right, cool. Getting ready to drop in. The one that I remember was a detour, and Jamie rolls in. It's Kevin standing up there getting ready in a spot. It looks like he's going to rip someone's head off, and his veins going to pop out of his helmet. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to get this damn thing." And he had just learned how to do flare to opposite flare back to back.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin did.
Oh, my God.
In the commercial break, Jamie drops in to take a run and does flare to opposite flare on the ramp right in front of him, pops out the other side, and they go, "Okay, we're out of commercial break. Go ahead and drop in." And he goes,
Oh my.
Oh,
God.
my God.
That's what I was going to do.
But not for fun.
The
And
think about the dynamic though. Like we just laid the foundation of how much money
how much
is
up in there.
effectively on the line, and there's ego and top 0.0001% of bike riding talent and dedication and just all this stuff happening, all these dynamics, and they ride the same ramp on a, and it's like, and
live
there's
in the same
and
town.
there's secrets,
Yeah.
and there's like, and it's fucking Cold War status.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
the
like that's
easiest
what he's saying. He's like
No, wait. Did
espionage.
But
Bestwick did that on
hardest one to
purpose.
get into top 10, hardest one to hit top 3.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. Like,
easiest to get in top 10 because there's only 11 dudes.
yeah. I mean, that's what he's saying. Yeah,
honestly,
Yeah.
at one
Yeah.
point we were doing Vans comps with a vert ramp there,
Everyone got paid.
and they were paying to 20th. Brian Foster was in there doing
Yeah, he did.
4-foot airs and goes, "Cool, I made him $500."
yeah. I remember that.
We didn't even have 20 dudes, and they paid out the 20th.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
"Oh, I'm
when Bestwick did that flare to flare, did he do it to fuck with Kevin, or would he just was just like practicing for his first thing? What do you think?
Your guess, my guess is hell yes, because I've seen some of his other games.
Yeah.
He's such a good rider, but he's got the psychological side of it that he's really good at as well.
He's so mentally strong that it's like, I think he almost like he probably doesn't even think it affects people the same way it would affect him. He's just like, I got you. but
as
he
a
doesn't.
competitor,
Yeah.
he knows what he's getting into, and he's
Yeah.
commented on some things while we were talking. All of us at different stages were really, really close friends. And he'd say stuff that was like, oh, man, that Muhammad Ali, he always messed with people's heads before they got into the ring.
Fair, yeah.
And you win before you even touch the ramp. And I was like, oh. Psychological mindfuck.
Yeah,
All right.
Cold War.
But there was other things that were really dangerous at times that you knew he was doing a game. And Simon backed me up on, well, he saw it because when they were in England as kids, Jamie did the same tricks, like same thing. When I say tricks, the mindfuck things.
Yeah.
He's on the deck right next to the coping, and he's like hovering over the coping into the ramp when you're airing above him.
Yeah.
And I saw it happen in Vegas at Dew Tour, where he's in his corner ready to drop in, and it's Stevie's turn to drop in.
Yeah.
Well, that's right when Stevie was doing no-handed nines, no-handed flares, all kind. He was ready to win everything.
Yeah, he was going for it.
Dude, Stevie's a badass.
And Jamie's over here in his corner, and that's first air location for Stevie. And Stevie blasts this first air. I mean, the ramp's so big, your first air is 10 feet.
Yeah.
And Jamie's in the corner as soon as Stevie goes up in the air, and he's doing his run, standing on the deck, and he does a no-hander and puts his arm underneath Stevie. And you're like, dude, you're going to break this kid's neck.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was some battle, and he and I had some head-to-heads, and we've
Well, I feel like you're both two dudes that aren't afraid to say what's on your mind.
up to a certain point,
Yeah.
it gets awkward, and there were some weird things. He's done some of the best things ever for me, that he helped me advance my vert riding career, and then he probably regretted that because I actually was the only one who beat him for like a decade on vert. And I went and broke my neck. That was a great thing. And 3 weeks later, I'm back at the house. I'm laying stuck on a futon on the first floor of my house because I can't go anywhere. And he shows up with lunch and, hey, I got this fan for you. It's an oscillating fan to cool down middle of summer with a remote because you can't go anywhere, do anything. I was like, man, that was really thoughtful. That's nice. And then he'd stop by once a week just checking on me. Cool. And then it comes to contest time and you're healthy, and it's totally different. That's the competitive, this is my job.
Duality of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had that with, so the time frame thing that you keep referencing is when Stevie started getting pushed out, and he was like, oh.
Pushed out, what do you mean? Of like being invited
being invited by Jamie to be there, but he wanted his approval. He wanted to be his friend. And he started riding with us, and then Kevin started getting real pissed off, and I was like,
Pissed off at who?
At
Stevie.
Jamie.
Okay.
Oh,
So Stevie's now riding, and we're like, at this point, I now have a child, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to ride in the mornings when my kid's at daycare. So I'm going to ride from 10 to noon. And they're like, all right, we're all coming in. And it turned out to be like the schedule. You got the morning schedule, and then you got the afternoon schedule. Jamie was on the afternoon schedule, and we were on the morning schedule.
So who was Team Jamie? McElwainey?
McElhaney was in there. Stobert be in there.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple other guys that were like the ramp dogs, the cleaners, the employees that are at
just
camp,
that
stuff like
ride,
right?
yeah,
They
yeah.
ride, and they're pretty good, but they're not competitors in it. Not like that. Oh, and then Zach Warden started jumping in.
Okay.
So he got pulled into that same fold, which at that point now I saw a little pattern. I was like, oh, new guys all get pulled in, and then they become a threat. Meh.
Yeah.
And then they're in the morning session.
And then you get relegated to the morning session. Who wants to be in there? All right. And vert got pretty gnarly at that point, and there was some animosity. It got aggressive, and then it kind of tapered off, and I just focused on whatever the hell else I wanted to do. And then I focused on Mega Ramp anyway. When that came up, I was like, I'm over here.
One of the things, as watching from afar, and this is no dig on anybody, but especially not a dig on Jamie. Obviously, he's
By the
proved
way,
everything.
I'll own my part of that too. I was a dick at some of those things too. It's not like it's all him. It's all him. No, we all contributed.
Yeah.
It's just is what it is.
The thing that about you, Kevin, or like Matt, when you guys learned something new, you guys contributed it back to BMX, meaning you went for it.
Yeah,
Jamie-
my glory runs.
Yeah, so-
I'd send it.
Yeah, so but Jamie, I feel like from what I hear and even there's, he could do stuff that you would never see him do.
I've seen him.
I've heard he does decade 540s.
Yeah, I've seen him do
Yeah.
100 tricks into the foam and a handful of them on resi that you will never ever see anybody ever do on a bike.
That's what, for me, and like I said, there's no dig against Jamie, but like for me, that's the difference between like someone that transcends being just the best bike rider. You know, it's like because you didn't, even though like, and I don't want to say he didn't give back, but like to know how good he was and how dialed he was. I think he might have. I don't know if he was scared. I know that you never see him do 900 after he got knocked out real bad on that one, and then you never saw him do a double flare. So and I wonder why. Why did he never? Because he didn't have to.
No, all this is just theory and speculation. Yeah. He could win without it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He didn't have the heart though. That like I don't want to say he didn't have heart. That's the wrong thing. But like I like the guys who are like I could win without this, and I might fucking die. I'm gonna send it, and yeah. I'm gonna introduce this new thing. I'm gonna level up level up bike riding to the masses. You know,
my goal was always to show up to a contest with a new trick every time. Mm-hmm. I want to do something totally different, totally obscure, weird that nobody else has seen. That's unique to me. I want to show up with something new. That my thought was, if I could invent something that's so weird and odd that I don't give a shit if they can try to do my trick and try to copy me. They're not going to because it's odd. I spun my flare in a super weird way.
Yeah, those are nuts.
And I attribute that to, okay, cool. I had to relearn how to ride my bike and not hurt after I broke my neck.
How'd you break your neck?
Double flip
at Gravity Games on a box jump, shooting a sequence with Losi.
Not even during the contest.
So no. with the Jamie thing, do you think? I feel like if Jamie was here, he would say something to the effect, and I feel like he would say, "Hey, it's not my job to like to have you guys push me to do something."
So, and
he was like, "Hey, you guys, the rest of the field should have been on par
if we level up.
Yeah, to level up, to make me level up as well.
And like I don't want
and I think that's just the way but he just as you said, like he's a competitor, and he's like, I'm not going to take this risk unless I need to.
I mean,
that's extremely smart. You know why he's lasted as long as he has?
Yeah, and maybe that comment is because I don't have that mindset. Like I've never been so good at something that it didn't. You know what I mean? So like that's probably most of it. You know that wasn't like a.
And I also think he also. I mean, I just feel like anything you saw him do, like the fast plant, oppo flare or something like that,
ridiculously dialed.
He must have done it 1,000 times before any. So when he had only done the double flare 100 times or something, making up numbers, of course, that wasn't 100% ready.
Yeah.
So. It
is such close enough to pull a trick, I'm gonna send it.
I just live in that world, you know. It's hard for me to understand the other world, and maybe it's because we're never been good enough to be like, I don't.
Well, which is also the reason I have so many surgeries.
Which is also the reason I don't ride bikes anymore. And he still goes 12 feet on vert every day.
Are you kidding me? He's still shredding.
I'm sure
he's crushing it.
He posts stuff, and I'm like, this is a throwback, right? And I'm like, it's not.
Arguably the best dude to ever touch a vert ramp. When it comes to like ability
or ramp, like
ability.
in reality, like it really is.
But it's so rad watching him ride.
Yeah,
you watch him and it's so skilled, so dialed, so perfect. And you go, all right, well, and it's the same thing everybody else says who's not in the vert class. They're like, all right, cool, Jamie's winning. Who's getting second?
Yeah.
Well, I think for a little bit it almost felt like it
boring.
Yeah, it kind of killed the event because it was like, all right, nobody's going to beat Jamie.
We killed it.
Yeah.
For 5 years of Dew Tour, I have so many damn second place trophies. He has every other first place trophy that I don't have.
Yeah.
I think I've got 3 or 4 first place trophies. He's got every other one. Kevin's got one. There's a couple random things in there.
Yeah.
But it got boring to watch, not because it wasn't exciting to watch the contest, but it wasn't different enough to be. I always wanted a new trick. Okay, well, one new trick doesn't change everything. And the contest placing didn't change that much.
Yeah. So this
but that happened across the board though.
It happened in X Games as well. Yeah. Well, yeah, and to a degree, but not as nobody was
bad.
Nobody was as dominant as Bestwick and Garrett. And Garrett was like
Dave earlier in Park.
Yeah.
And then Bestwick's vert, Garrett and Park on street.
But Dave would still send. if he needed to.
Well, Dave was
You
always
know?
had this looseness to him where he like
It
he
just
wa-
looks so
it wasn't
goddamn
every
good.
single time. It wasn't every single time. So this
Like
this is a
you'd never see, like even when Dave did the backflip roll-in, you would never see that by Bestwick.
No,
I
he
already
doesn't need it.
qualified first. I'm going to see if I can keep that rolling. You never know what's going on inside of Jamie's head or any of these other guys, but there's a lot of things on the line right now. I mean, come on. If he wins everything, that's like an extra $100,000 going his way with the overall and the athlete of the year. I mean, for me, I'm going out there to throw it down. This is the last big contest of the year. I want it.
Do you think people are going to maybe roll the dice a bit more this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing else coming up that everybody has to worry about a points chase for, because you don't have to heal by 3 weeks from now. You can throw it down, and we got like 6 months off.
Never once in my life did I worry about points.
so yeah, that is crazy.
You know, that's a legitimate thought. You know,
This shirt is
Look at my
amazing.
shirt.
That's
It's an Albie's shirt. I won I won a medal at X Games, and all my sponsor gave me was this lousy T-shirt.
thanks, Albies. I think it says at the bottom. So this
Flip also gave me a spray painted gold plunger
there you go.
for a gold medal.
What do you think you're gonna get? Like what are you gonna get for this shirt?
I might get a tire.
There you go. Shout out to Flip.
I love Flip.
Yeah,
I
shout
have
out
a
to
really
Mark
good
Flipwitz.
story about why I'm sponsored by them, how I got sponsored by them. You'll love it.
All
It's
right.
good.
So this full video is 23 minutes long. It's basically he says it in the description, but basically for some reason, the broadcast affiliate, I think it was a fuel show, so decided to not film BMX Vert. So they documented it, and then they kind of wanted to do a full standalone episode. And so he kind of cut it together as if it was a TV show. So like Mavro being the jokester that he is, he literally has like commercials in here, and it's like it has like
is this Mavro made?
yeah,
Thanks,
Mavro made this, so it's like it has Mavro's humor like
Yeah.
speckled in all over the place through it, but the transparency and like the passion and the competitiveness of all of these dudes in here are like it is insane. Like, I mean, going back to the hip checks, pulled a double flare after the comp.
I've been concentrating on just
That's
pulling a
the
double
type
flare
of,
this year,
I'm just gonna
making
send
that
it.
my
I gotta do
focus.
it.
The
Yeah,
progression
I
of
like
BMX
that shit.
means more to me than any win I'll ever get. You know, that feeling you get the minute you pull that trick, there's nothing that can replace that. And that's why I ride a bike. And it's nice to just remind myself of that, you know, having a year like I did.
He hips checks so hard, I think after I think it must be like during the event, but like
He's trying to bend the coping.
yeah, I think this is it.
Oh God. Oh my God. How did he not break his femur?
Dude, there's certain comps. I stood on the podium after getting knocked out. Vert best trick. I stood up there. I barely remember being on the podium. Give me a bronze medal for that event, and I'm in the middle of taking photos, and I look down at medical and go, "Hey, we got to go in the back right now." Like, what? I got to get off the podium right now. And get off the podium and
Pull the mirror on, throw that fucking thing in the crowd.
Well, it depends on
I
what
got
side
IVs
of
to
the-
get.
So Kevin, I learned it from Kevin. So he knocks his head in different spots, and he gets emotional in different ways.
Yeah.
And he hits one, and he gets really aggressive. He
Yeah.
wants to fight everybody.
Yeah.
He hits the opposite side of the head, and it's super emotional. He just starts crying his eyes out all day long. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I hit my head, and I'm standing up on the podium. I'm like, yeah, this was, I think I remember, what did I do? Oh, yeah, I did that. All right, cool. Oh, I knocked myself out on a triple whip over the channel. That was dumb. Hey, I got to go.
Yeah.
We walked out of the hallway and grabbed the very first office. I sat down, cried my eyes out for like 3 minutes. And I'm in the middle of crying. Medical's there. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm crying. I have no idea. All right, cool. It's gone. Oh, that's weird. Like, just hit a certain spot that was your emotional side.
Yeah.
Controlled it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, whoa. And it's send it. I'm
Yeah.
going to go for it. I already
That-
had a medal.
it-
I'm going to go for more.
The adrenaline dump and how often you guys did it had to be fucking insane. Like that's
Do
it
you
just
think
is
this
hard.
is like eye-opening for people? Like, because I don't think people think about it.
Actually,
I don't think
it
most bike riders ever think that I don't think most bike riders live in a world of bike riding where it's life or death. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but look what we just watched. You know,
Well,
like
yeah,
where
and we
you're-
haven't even gotten to mega ramp.
You know what I
yet.
mean? Like
That gets real scary when you're 20 feet over and you realize you're wrong.
Yeah.
Do you think that like this is? Do you think that other bike riders understood what you guys were doing?
No.
Because whether it was just judgment or they didn't identify with it, so it was like, oh, that's not it's stupid. You know,
I don't blame them for looking at it and going, wow, you're really weird. Why would you do that?
I don't think people realized how much money was on the line. I think that, I mean, hearing that, I mean, like, I always thought of Vert as like, y'all are different.
Y'all
for
do
sure.
a bunch
like,
of demos.
Like that like it takes a certain human being to do this.
You're
And
sacrificing yourself for $100. Cool. Nope.
Yeah. And so on this level, it was definitely a lot more in play than I realized at that point. But I think, you know, to get to this to this level, I think a fall like we just saw Kevin took would take out 9 out of the 10 people or 99 out of the 100 people that thought they wanted to ride vert, and now they're done. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to the smaller ramps.
I would show videos of me crashing to some of my doctors, and they're like, I don't understand how you did this and this, and I show them, and they go, when did you do that? And I was like, oh, it was yesterday. I'm like, wait, what is wrong with you? And I went,
how'd you get here? I just came.
Well, how often do you crash like that? And I was like, well, this is me getting ready for a contest. I'll probably crash on the resi like that. Like, we'd hit the resi hard enough that it hurt bad. Resi's not all that safe when you go like that.
Save you a hospital visit, but
usually.
Yeah.
And they go, well, how often do you crash like that? I was like, I don't know, 20 times a day. They go, people will hit that hard one time in their life. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like, well, a lot, but I like this. And the you just said, like the dopamine, the adrenaline, all that dump that goes in, you're risking your life every time you ride. I did that for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now...
No wonder your hair fell out.
I'm now retired, and I don't have any hair. That happened a long time ago.
Oh, my bad.
And I've had to go get like hormones checked and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing what I was. I think I messed some stuff up.
Yeah.
Not from crashing, but just from the ongoing all the time.
Well, and the head hits mess with it. I mean,
for sure.
Dude, honestly, that video that you were a part of, we never talked about this, but like the Pastrana, it was like more of an, I was like, it was kind of, I felt like bait and switch because it became really an advertisement for that place. But I was like, the idea of,
but it wasn't meant that way.
Hormones and concussions and how they are connected. I was like, oh shit, because I felt different just after my last concussion. I've had 2 knockouts after 40, and I'm like, I feel a little fucking crazy, you know? And
you might not even know the differences though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I have head injuries. I'm sure the same. When you're, I'm fine, but other people can. They know, they can see difference, and they give you the leniency.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You know.
So I mean, dude, it is a crazy.
Well, Key just said it.
Yeah.
I didn't like San Jose last year. I remember it.
I left in a coma.
I left in a coma. Well, when you're unconscious for more than, I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes, it's considered a coma. Well, he ended up landing super hard. His handlebar went through his helmet and blasted him in the forehead. Split his whole forehead open. I mean, it was just stitched all together. He's bleeding. He was out for 7 minutes or something like that. I jumped in the ambulance with him, went to the hospital. And it took a while to recover from that. But we've got other guys that have had that stuff. I mean, Eggleston knocked himself out, wasn't supposed to ride again. He jumped on the ramp and he rode again. Knocked himself out again.
Yeah.
McCoy is almost every damn time. I mean, he was a 50-50 for crashing the 900 that was in his run because it was calculated his runs were the same every time.
Ow! Get him.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that one.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, McCoy was like, he was good at it. He was good at pretending he wasn't knocked out.
Oh, but
he could like pass the test. And you're like, he's fucking, I saw him asleep. Don't let him fucking get him back up there.
That they used the same test and we had to ask him to change it, which I did the test too. Hey, we're going to give you 5 words and then ask you in 5 minutes if you remember those words. Well, after 5 years of doing the same words over and over and over, you finally remember them so well. You don't remember what they told you, but you go, yeah, it's apple tree, red fire truck, barn. And you're like, oh, you're good. No, I'm not good. I just put it in my brain a long time ago.
I have it in my notes here from 1992.
Yeah. Crazy.
Thank you, DMC.
Yeah.
Let me show you the video from that.
Yeah.
DMC is gnarly.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, it's such a different world, and that these days there are those precautions where you see, the knowledge behind like people falling and what happens, and you just knock your head a little bit. It's like, hey, you're done. Because if you hit it again, it's exponentially worse. And so it's where back then, a water ball is about to go.
Well, I took it really seriously.
Yeah.
And we had a doctor in State College in Pennsylvania that he was actually the guy that wrote the books for colleges to teach people how to become sports psychologists.
Okay.
So he was there. He became my doctor. I went and saw him on a regular basis after my divorce. Head was all over the place. Kept me sane, kept me focused on bike riding. And he invented the whole baseline test. So a lot of his theories became what is a baseline test before you hit your head. And then after you hit your head, we can do the test again, figure out where your bruise is, how bad it is, and how much time it takes to recover.
Yeah.
So anytime I hit my head, I'd go see him again and just, hey, what do I need to do? Oh, you need, don't work out. I don't want your elevated blood pressure and blood pumping. That could damage you for the next 3 weeks. After that, I want you to do light pedaling. Please don't hit your head for the next 8 weeks. And after that, I want you to be cautious. And I'd follow his stuff, just making sure that I don't end up, as best I could, to not end up with the brain problems that we're seeing some other people have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be proactive as possible.
Very cool. Very cool.
Did that for a long time. And I told those guys, like a whole bunch of guys, I'm like, hey, come in and get your baseline test. And also, there's this stigma. It's like, oh, I'm not going to go talk to a therapist. And I was like, why wouldn't you do that? I've been seeing the same dude monthly or weekly if his things are gnarly for the last 10 years. And I'm like, wait, what? You're talking to somebody about life and problems? And I was like, yeah, I'm not that smart. Let me get this stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool, dude. It's cool to hear how mindful you've been. I mean, just from finances to taking care of your head and all that stuff it's cool to hear somebody be of that nature, So Rooftop needs help. That's what I'm saying.
He's beyond help.
Yeah. Yeah.
With all those things.
So this era we're talking about is when was this? 2006. So we've only a few years. It's crazy how much it escalated from 98 to 2006. So when was the double flip crash?
2003.
2003. And that
2002, 2003.
When did Gravity Games end? Shortly after that, right?
Yeah. Well, it was, we had X Games, and 3 weeks later we had Gravity Games, and I broke my neck. And then I was able to recover and ride X Games again the next year. So less than a year, I was back at X Games after a broken neck.
Okay.
So it was in there, but it took me 3 months in a neck brace, another 3 months of therapy, not really doing much on my bike.
What made you lucky in your neck break that didn't cause like any sort of paralysis or anything like that?
I'm fucking awesome.
My bad. All right, next question.
Big muscles.
Next question.
I over-rotated the double backflip, and I landed just a touch of back tire and whipped my head into the ground.
You over-rotated. Okay.
So I smacked the back of my head so hard that it ricocheted off the ground, rebounded forward, and my vertebrae hit together so hard in the front. Ugh. They came together and broke. C5 broke horizontal all the way through. The other one had spider fractures all over it, but nothing shifted enough to hit my cord. I hit my spinal cord just enough to make my leg go numb for about 60 seconds.
Got it.
And I'm laying on the ground, it won't work, and I'm punching my leg, trying to get it to run, just like function. And then it zinged back like it was my foot fell asleep times 100. It was wild. Mm-hmm. It didn't displace enough to shift and cut. And the dumbest thing happened. I went to the hospital. They took x-rays and were like, oh, you're good. Here's some pain pills. Go see your doctor.
Dicks.
It was the x-ray tech that looked at it. Well, the next morning I get a phone call from Gravity Games Medical. They're like, hey, have you left yet? No. Can you come down here and be really safe coming down here? Like, what are you talking about? Like, just come down here. And I sat down and they instantly put a neck brace on me.
There you go. That's the photo that I remember. I was looking for. I was looking for Jared.
Thanks, Jared Sounding.
Yeah. And then this photo, whoo, look at that squad.
Dang, look at those kids.
Look at that bunch of fake news. Pretending you're all friends.
No, that was before that. That was the early days.
You look like Timo Robinson here.
I mean,
You
honestly,
got, like,
I say it that way because that's the stuff that came out and became more dominant. There were a lot of years we all got along so good. It was funny going there to do all that stuff. We'd have Halloween parties, and Kevin had a karaoke machine in his basement. The Bestwicks are there, and we're there. And
Is that where he kept the rest of the bodies?
Yeah. There's a closet in the back. It was sealed. Right next to the punching bag.
So that, and I remember this as you obviously fell before Steven. And so Steven fell, 2005. I remember being like, all right, Kagy fell on a double flip. Steven fell on a double flip. Let's chill on the double flips.
He should have been 07 because I had my
07.
kid
Was it that
there.
late?
Because it was my son was there, and he held my son at registration.
Yeah.
And he was hanging out with him. Oh my God, he's so cute. And then later that day, crashed. And I wasn't even there. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm cool not doing this trick until we started doing nitro tours, and I started doing it because it was a giant resi that we could have.
Felt a little different. Felt a little safer on that ramp.
Honestly, it became different for me in a way that I could see where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it was such a big ramp, you can
You're
visually
whipping-
see where
whipping
you are
your life to
instead
get
of
around.
blurry. I mean, the smallest box jump I ever did was it was the bike show in England, and it was a 5 foot tall, 8 foot long box jump.
You double flipped it.
And I double flipped it.
Jesus.
Did you see that little double flip that Kevin's kid did? The skate park?
gnarly.
It looks like it's on a 4 foot.
You see the one he didn't do the other day?
Yeah, dude.
The sideways concrete.
He definitely has Robinson hips.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that dude's so good.
I know.
Yeah, he's sick.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Good style and sends it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love watching him ride.
Which isn't usually a Robinson thing. But he's got it.
I wasn't going to say it, but
Yeah.
he's got better style than his dad did.
Yeah, he's got the same heart though. Which is gnarly.
So rad.
So a year off the bike.
Essentially, close to a year. I was pushing hard to not lose sponsors. So at that point, I had changed a few sponsors, and they had clauses in there that were like, hey, if you're off your bike for more than X number of months, we can cut your salary.
Yeah.
Like, I just bought a house. Like, I just bought my first house.
Yeah.
I was a little freaking out. I'm like, what am I going to do? And every doctor, hey, you're going to have to quit. Go get a real job.
Yeah,
I was like,
of course.
Cool, thanks for your opinion.
I reject it.
Can you just fix this and
Fuck
get
off.
on with it? So then fast forward 2 years, and I'm in Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam, and we had a stop in State College, and I invited my whole medical staff that fixed me. My surgeon comes in there. He goes, dude, I had to leave at halftime. I get nervous watching you, thinking you're going to break what I just fixed. I'm not okay with that. I don't like it. Started laughing.
Not my doctor anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have to fix this again. I don't think it'll break the same twice.
Just job security, buddy.
All of them know that. They know there's some good, solid job security in there.
So did you, during that time period, obviously, like, did you lose any sponsors? Was there like any of that, the head game aspect of like, oh, I am done? Oh, I am not going to be able to come back from this? What was that? Because normally, I mean, a year off
It's a long time.
is a long time.
And you lived in State College this
State
time,
College.
right?
So I would say I was off my bike for 7 months, and I rode like shit. Well, according to him, all the time. But I rode like
That's
shit.
not
for
true.
For like 2 months. And then I started getting my stuff back. And then oddly enough, at 11 and a half months, I was at X Games, and I placed better than I did the year before.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, all right. I had to adjust some tricks because of breaking my neck. I couldn't do that barrel roll flare anymore because you land back tire and then front tire and then do the headbang whip.
Yeah.
It ruined me.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough strength back there because they did my incision through the back. So when Jamie did his, it's right up here. So he did this small incision right by the throat, and he had a sore throat for a while.
Jamie broke his neck?
He had something wrong with one of the discs, and he had 2 vertebrae fused.
Okay.
It was like 2 or 3 months later, he wanted damn due to her.
Yeah.
3 months later, I was still in a neck brace, and I couldn't do anything. And they went through the back, so they cut your neck, back, and traps. All of them connect at the neck. They cut all that in half, pulled it apart, and got to my spine.
Fucking
So it took a long
The issue
time
was
to
your
heal from that.
muscular issue.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was destroyed. And then the scar tissue growing on it was pinching in the other vertebrae that were above and below. I was a mess for a long time. So it made me learn how to adjust how my flare was. It's the only reason I was able to do 18-foot flare whips on Mega. I wasn't carving to Ohio from
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Just want to go back a second. Can you repeat that again? 18-foot flare whips on Mega.
It was fucked.
18 feet.
That one was awesome. I got a squeak out of it. I don't think the cameras could ever catch it, but I got a squeak because my back tire touched sticker. I was about that far underneath coping. It was the one I won. It was the year that Dave rode, and he was pissed that he got second.
Yeah, is that inside Staples?
Yeah. Loved being inside. No
Yeah.
wind.
Yeah.
That ramp is scary.
Is this 2009?
2008. Because I think one of my last years was 2008 or 2009. So it was the
there
year
you go.
I rode the year Dave rode.
this
Dave's
it?
up there.
I was, yeah.
There's no. It says no audio. So
Is that you?
No, that one,
who's
Who's that?
Rockstar. I was going to say it looked like
Who's that?
Anthony, but it's not. He was never
It's
a
Alan
Rockstar.
Cook.
Is that Alan?
Alan Cook rode for
Oh,
Rockstar?
I don't know. It just looked like Alan Cookie.
Beats me.
I'm blanking on this part, but that looks like an Alan Superman C grab.
Yeah.
It must be. Looks like DC shoes
Oh.
too. Oh well,
This
we can
is-
go. Well, now I really just want to know who's that. That is Alan.
Yeah, see,
There you go.
Okay.
I didn't know he was on Rockstar.
But wait,
I forgot about that.
is that a pro
Yep.
bike? Yeah, it is. All right. Okay, sorry. That was going to drive me insane. So that's
me.
Yeah, that's you. All right. So is this the year?
So I was in first place, and then Dave goes, and he does that crazy air traffic controller
Yeah,
thing, and then does a flare whip, and he was pissed off because he did a flare whip on the quarter, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as high, and he dabbed his foot.
Yeah.
And I was up top. This is okay. So this is when
Oh, my God.
Oh my! The way you opened up
You gotta
was
slow it down.
insane. That fucking could have done your.
just right there for a second. Just
You could have done your taxes
That was
during
like
that
a dead
fucking
sailor.
flare.
Just
Holy
hang out and wait.
shit! Yeah.
But without carving, I was able to do them straight up and down. So in Cloud 9 on the vert ramp,
Oh, my God.
I would almost hit the ceiling in my flares.
I like that I competed in this. I was like the alternate, and I was doing tabletops.
Yeah, but you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
So you guys got 5 runs?
Some of them we did jam format,
my
and some of them we
God.
didn't. But this one, the ramp was running so unbelievably fast. So here's where some of this like battling each other thing comes out.
Yeah.
I'm in first place, and I pull production aside. And I go, hey, if I'm still in first place because I'm the last rider to go.
Oh, my God.
Did he blow his front tire out?
I didn't
Yeah,
even
he's doing
sit-
push-ups.
Hold on, I think
this is the year-
missed this.
He just got like a compression wobble.
Well, he landed. I think this is when he landed so hard he blew his front tire out. Morgan, just such an
At
animal.
least it wasn't the worm.
At least he wasn't in. flip
So, speaking of, this is actually who it gets referenced to. I'm up there talking to production, and I go, "Hey guys, I just pumped my tires up harder than normal. Mm-hmm. I rode that ramp with 110 psi. His ramp's perfect. You can't feel any bumps.
Oh, see you later.
I wanted to shoot to the
Oh,
moon.
my God.
So that ramp was running so fast that year. I said, "Hey, if
Oh, he had the scariest flares ever, dude.
on there, it was scary. If I'm still in first place, I need you to pull the light bar and cameras out of the way. I'm shooting for the higher record."
Oh shit!
Because there was so much controversy over his higher
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
I went, fuck it.
Oh,
Everybody
my
here
God.
and all the cameras, I'm doing it. I'm going to hit 27. I'm doing this right now. And they're like, are you serious right now? I was like, I just did an 18-foot flare whip.
Yeah.
If I just go straight, I'm pretty sure I can launch it because I tapped my brakes. I drug my brakes down the landing and still went 18 feet.
Jesus Christ.
So I was like, I'm going for it. And then Dave jumped in and took over
Is that
first
Dave
place.
there?
And I was like, son of a bitch.
Who's that?
I got to actually
That's
do a
Dave.
trick.
Yeah, it's Dave, yeah. This is the only year he rode this,
I
right?
wish the jump would be different. I wish it was more of a pop,
Yeah.
closer to
Yeah,
nitro.
yeah.
There it is. Alligator wrestler.
I hated it. You're just going so fast that you can jump off of a driveway and launch 70 feet.
Yeah.
There's no pop. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. It's wild to me to see what our Willie can do on that jump, or what like Colton Satterfield could spin
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
You got to get creative in a different way because there's no actual lip. There's no pop.
That was always. I mean,
It was always like that.
that was the conversation.
Oh, my God.
And we always complained about it and wanted it, but it was Danny Way's ramp, so he kept bikes off of it for a while, and then we wanted to change it, and they said no. So I kind of wish it was like the Nitro ramp, and then it also had an extra 20 feet on the landing so you can hit a quarter pipe. Shoot to the moon twice.
I wonder if there's more runs. No, that was it. So
I learned something really funny about Dave, his lack of... He just didn't like losing. And second place was losing to him.
Yeah.
And he did... He'd hold it against you for about 30 minutes, did the interview after the comp, complained about how the judging went. I'm standing there because it was Sports Center, and I'm the one getting interviewed, but they brought him up.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So he makes some smart-ass remarks. I was like, seriously, dude, do you have any idea how many times I've gotten second, third, fourth because you win all the time? And then we go out to dinner, and he does a joke to tip back over to, all right, dude, let's get past this. Just be friends. So I just needed to get it out of my system. And we all go to this steakhouse, DC Shoes dinner. And he goes, hey, I'm gonna order the wine tonight. We need to get a Magnum of Silver Oak because they don't make Gold Oak, and we ain't celebrating him. Oh, I know it.
That was funny.
Ah, damn, that's really good. And he was like, good job, though. I was like, all right, cool. So we're past this thing?
Yeah.
Do you think that's why he didn't continue to enter Mega Ramp?
I don't know why he didn't.
I mean, Bestwick didn't do either. He pulled out of the first year that they had the contest.
Yeah, but there's guys that...
If I remember correctly.
The very first year that we did this, it was windy. It was shitty. Jamie never. That's not his thing. It's too risky. Gutler went to the top of it.
Do you know I wasn't invited that year?
Yeah, we didn't like you.
Just the fuck up. Isn't that crazy though?
It's so weird to me that how.
And then when Bestwick pulled out the day of or something like whatever it was, they said, "Oh, you can ride now," and I was too stupid to say okay because I would have probably got top 3 at that point. There's only 5 people, you know.
I think it dropped to 4.
Yeah, I would probably
Kevin, Stevie, me, and Alan.
Yeah. So Morgan rode it.
Not on the very first one, did he?
Yeah, he did.
He did the first.
Yeah, because he did a 360.
Oh. And then so Gutler went to the top. Apparently, he went all the way up to the top. Looked down and goes, "All right, never mind. I don't want to do this."
Yeah,
Gary rode.
That's my biggest pet peeve with all of the years of Big Air, and I'm sorry if this upsets anybody, none of those judges should have been judges. None of them. If you hadn't jumped, and I think maybe you can say, if you hadn't jumped that or aired that quarter pipe at a speed, I don't think you understood what you were getting into.
Did you ever see the photo of me giving the finger to Clay and Dave Brumlow?
No, but and I like all those guys, and in every other
TV.
in every other scenario, yes, they're perfect. But in this one, being so new, it's like a flatlander who only rode flat would never even drop in on Mega Ramp thinking it's gnarly. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's a strong statement, but I think if there's a disconnect in the sense of like riding it, and then you guys go, all right, well, like anything over the jump is worth this much, anything on the quarter is this much. I think that's always a disparity with
I don't think they can understand what the tricks were at that speed and that height. Like even a 360, a flip trick would be way easier than a 360 trick.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I ended up being a judge at a couple of them after I smashed myself, and everybody else in there is like, all right, cool. Well, you're the only one with real experience on this thing. I always had the opinion when I was competing. I go, I want the judges to ride the course so they know if I'm going to flare this stupid thing, they realize that's actually oververt and it's a pain in the ass, whatever it is, right? Yeah. So I get in there and they're like, oh, you got to give us the insight into this thing. Tell us more about it. I was like, honestly, going 12 feet on the Mega Ramp is easy. It feels normal.
Fuck off. That was my highest I ever went.
Was it
12,
scary?
No, 12 feet. Oh, yeah, because I landed also 15 feet down. It was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
So when you ride vert...
And he said it's easy.
When you ride
See
vert,
what I'm saying?
you drag your brakes and you go 12 feet.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool. Based on ratios, that's like doing a 3-foot air on a vert ramp.
Yeah.
4-foot air, right? So it doesn't get scary until you get over 15 feet, 16, 17, and it gets real damn scary at that point. So like, oh, what do we do? And I was like, honestly, anybody who's doing a wild spinning flare something and they're under 10 feet, okay, it's going to be hard, judge it. But somebody like Morgan can do a one-handed tabletop at 19 feet is going to beat a double flare at 8 feet.
Yeah. I always felt the same exact way. It's called big motherfucking air.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I, anytime we'd have this argument, I'm like, if it's called mega ramp, that's one thing, or whatever, you know, like super jump, super quarter pipe, or something like that. That's one thing. It's called big air. What do we expect?
I mean, I don't mind. I when I go to judge, I think I want whoever rode the best to win, right? Whatever it is, like, whatever it is, whatever the trick is, like
dragging brakes down the landing is not riding it the best.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. If you got one guy doing it and one guy not doing it, it's the guy not doing it.
Yeah.
But I always felt that way, even with like the park courses, because I remember Morgan did. Remember when the X Games was like in the tennis court, and it was like Morgan did some crazy pocket air. I'm like, the judges need to go for 30 minutes and ride the course because they don't know what those transfers are.
Yeah.
Like, just go out and go, oh, I rode this thing fast. It's gnarly.
That was one of the best X Games courses. The fucking moon booter roll-in thing.
The roll-in, you can only hit once.
Yeah, like,
I could start here, and that's it.
I mean, honestly, that would be sick to see a course like that, where it's like the box jump is the intro, and then you're like,
you're in.
No more box. Like, see you later. That'd be pretty sick. I do not know what this is, but it says...
Oh, this is Munich. I win this one.
Yeah. But this would be a good example...
Jesus, this must be post nitro.
It is, because I was with all the moto guys, and
14 feet. That's easy.
Yeah, those aren't bad. This one had some wind and some other stuff going on.
Yeah, no, it's always indoor. Indoor was always.
Oh, they're so much safer. Better.
Yeah,
we had a couple years with like 25-mile-an-hour winds sideways. Do a Superman seat grab and it blows you 90 degrees sideways. Just land on your shoulder. Like, sweet, that's awesome.
Fuck.
Thanks. I didn't need that shoulder.
So the years of big air. So it started. You guys would know better. What years did it start?
So I did the thing in 2005, where because they didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And so I did the thing in 05. So it was 06 was the first year.
Okay.
So 05 and then 6.
And that was at the Home Depot Center or whatever it's called.
So 6 would have been. Maybe it would have been 2006. I would have rode Vert Best Trick, and Mega. That was the year I got 3 medals.
And that's when the X Games was split between Staples and Home Depot Center.
That was such a pain in the ass driving back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go to Torrance. Let me go over here. Let's ride this because it's out at the Speedway or whatever it was. Or no, it was at the
football
Coliseum.
Stadium. No, it's a football stadium.
Yeah, that one. And then they did Coliseum after that.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah. Which was a giant pain because they had the rally course go underneath the mega ramp.
Oh yeah, that was a
threw
crazy
all
year.
The dirt on top of the ramp every time they raced and practiced. So we had to go out there and clean it. It was so slick. It was just you'd land straight and just start sliding.
Now, when Mega started happening, right, and then you realized that this was an event for you, were you hyped? Like, were you like, oh, this is another event, great, or were you like, oh, this is scary, I have to do this?
I was begging to ride that thing before I even saw you ride it.
Yeah.
When it was an event, I was like, why can't we get on this thing? I was even bitching at DC going, hey, every time you have one of these things, how come I can't get on it?
Yeah.
And I went down to Mexico City with all the skaters on a DC thing.
Oh.
That was the first time I ever rode it, and it was nothing but skaters.
When was that?
4?
Sick.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sick.
But now...
I never knew that happened.
I didn't put these pieces together. It was in Mexico City, high elevation. It was super easy to go high. That was my first time ever riding it. I was hitting 20 feet. I was scared to death to drop in because it's skaters on the perch with little polyurethane wheels. How the hell am I supposed to gauge my speed?
Yeah.
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 Like, all right, well, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
That was a wild trip.
They really didn't want anyone riding on the bikes at X Games. When they called me like a month before 2005, hey, you want to try to break the world record? I was like, yeah, all right. So I flew out to Pastrana's by myself. Travis wasn't even there. And I just did I pedaled down his driveway and did like a 35-foot flip. And I was like, okay, I could do that. And then I was like, fuck, I'm going to try to learn 360s. So I did some 360s into it. And I was like, all right. And then on the day, though, it was crazy. They're like, okay, it's your day. Your day's going to be Saturday. We're going to let you ride for 1 hour before X Games opens. So it was just me in the parking lot with like the few skaters during practice. No one was there. And then whoever was allowed to come in. And so like there was no crowd, and I got 1 hour to do those flips in that 360. And that was it. And then the next year they're like, you're not invited.
So was it like it was them gatekeeping it, basically? They were like...
So I heard,
yeah,
doesn't mean there's any validity to it, is that This is a combination of a very expensive ramp that Danny Way put together.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got it put together and got it put into X Games, that he had a rule that Mega Ramp was going to allow it to be in X Games. And it was like the first 5 years, nobody else but skaters is allowed to be on it.
Oh, interesting. I never heard that. I don't know if that's true.
And is that what happened? 5 years?
It wasn't
Or no,
5
they
years.
didn't-
No.
yeah, they didn't do
last
5 years.
It was 3 or
I mean,
5, whatever it was.
after
It's like, who has the power in that situation, though? You know, like, does X Games have the
Here-
power? Or
but
or
after
what?
that,
X Games
like-
was renting the ramp from Mega Ramp.
Yeah,
Mega
I guess
Ramp
licensing
was
it,
the
yeah.
brand who had it.
Yeah.
But I know that after I did it that year, it made SportsCenter trick of the day or play of the day and play of the week. And that was a big deal because they
Yeah,
were like, oh,
yeah.
this is like the bikes is a big deal.
Yeah. And then explain the Mega Ramp to Big Air thing. Because now once it got out of, because I use them interchangeably, but obviously
one is-
So do the rest of us,
Yeah.
but it's a licensing
Yeah.
brand name.
okay.
And there was something in there where Mega Ramp had their requirements of Mega Ramp.
Uh-huh.
And X Games said, we're not going to pay you for your name because we just want the ramp for our event kind of thing, is the direction I was told.
Yeah.
I didn't get into the details of it because they had their own thing going. Mega Ramp was pushing real hard to have their own brand. I went with, Mega Ramp was trying to be more than just a ramp.
Okay.
They had products put together for samples of skateboards, bikes, toys. They were going to go all in.
Like a mega brand
Exactly.
type thing. Yeah.
And they flew
But
me.
they took it very seriously.
Oh, they flew me out to
Who is
Arkansas.
they? Like who is
It was
it?
Danny and
Danny Way.
his team.
Well, there's a whole group of guys that
Yeah.
all own it, and they're all old school skaters. They're the builders. Great people.
Great dudes.
They were getting into a position where they were going to license it to Walmart. So they had me as the bike rep to go down there and talk about the brand and show video of me riding it, and had skaters go in. They flew us into Bentonville, Arkansas, and pitched to actual corporate Walmart
Oh wow. Okay.
for their toy line. This is when Metal Militia's got all their toys all over the place and making tons of money out of Walmart.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we need another brand. Okay, cool. Well, here's the toy you just started selling. Let's now do skateboards, bikes, clothes, and started pushing the whole thing.
Crazy.
So I was involved in that one. I was involved in some really weird stuff when I look back on it. I was trying to pitch Walmart products for Mega Ramp, and I helped DC Shoes sell to Quicksilver.
Yeah.
So I went into that boardroom meeting, helped them with that one.
How'd that work out for you?
It's awesome. I made a $10,000 bonus, and then 2 years later they cut me.
What what is your role in the board meeting? What do you say?
Being one of the athlete representatives of somebody that everybody sees on TV,
Okay.
that's representing the brand.
Flash.
If it gets
If it
you're
gets
an
picked
earring
up,
Yeah.
or something.
yeah,
Okay.
if it gets picked up, here's one of the athletes that's going to be pushing the brand for the Walmart sales.
All right.
People get excited when Tony Hawk walked in the room, not when the head's, with someone who's selling Birdhouse.
Okay, fair enough. I get it. Yeah.
So they brought people in, and they also had reels go. So they had videos of us winning X Games and doing stuff, and like, oh wow, these are the people.
Yeah.
Cool, and it go to the next step, and then didn't go anywhere.
No,
That's some
the
deep,
mega
that's
dudes
some
were
like deep corporate shit, that I've been a part of one or two of those things over the years. I'm like, this is insane.
Dude,
That is like,
I've been in a few rooms where you're like, what am I doing here?
yeah.
Yeah, didn't you do that with the whole Tony Hawk Bikes thing?
I did Tony stuff but I did another one with Tony, and we did one of the top floors at CAA, which is like a massive agency. It's like half the people in Hollywood, and they had me and Tony were pitching them. They're like, we want you guys to come in and pitch us TV shows and tell us which ones are good. I'm like, what? And Tony brought me. I was like, all right. And then it was like, but here on any other given day, I would not be allowed in the lobby.
Yeah. Yeah. Too funny. They're like, yeah, the mop is over there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, the gardener stays outside.
The lawn mowing?
Yeah. But I would say Mega Ramp was serious because they had an issue even when Nitro. Nitro had to call their jump something different.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Just a Nitro kicker or something?
Giganto
Ramp. They couldn't even call it Mega or Big Air. They had to call it something different.
It's funny.
So all those jumps are
Gigante.
branded.
Yeah.
Wild. All right.
Funny.
So
yeah, the Mega Ramp or
Mega Ramp.
Yeah.
That was up my. I wanted that. I always was into jumping, see how far I could jump, do crazy stupid gaps, and got into vert and wanted to go high on quarter pipes. Put them both together, I was in.
Yeah.
Now, at some point, I was like, at that Seal Beach contest, you know, where you were a thing, I had told Matt, I'm like, I'm not going to these fucking contests anymore. It's stupid. I'm like, I could get top 3. They don't even show me. I don't need to go. So I missed a big portion. I would only go to some contests here and there. And then the mega ramp, maybe I did a couple of them, right? But at some point, I didn't go to any of them. And that's when you got hurt. So where did that happen? When did that happen? And explain to me, because I've never seen, there's no footage of it except for your onboard, right?
Which one?
The big one. The only one that matters. The last one.
Okay.
Wait, the fall?
The big fall.
Oh, okay.
There's no footage of it either, right? Because it's in practice.
I have the GoPro footage.
Yeah, but that's on board head.
I have it in my head. I witnessed it with my eyes.
That's not the same.
It was not cool at all.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So explain to me what, because I kind of just heard like, oh, Kagy crashed, you know?
So
what year is this?
So a piece of this, 2015. So a piece of it goes to 2014. So that's the first year, Austin. So I go into Austin, new X Games, new location. We're at the racetrack. We've got the vert ramp downtown. And
is this the footage? I don't want to like.
No, the footage doesn't exist. This is me breaking my leg. This is my femur.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
God.
I don't want to hear. Yeah, I don't want that.
So what year was that?
Let's hold on. Let's look at this. Look how cute you are.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, let's just
What the
wipe
hell
that.
happened to that
Let's
guy?
wipe that away. Let's wipe that. Just that the tinge of that, and then here's that photo that you referenced earlier. So
Terribly awesome.
yeah, there you go.
And there you are. Remember when you rode off that roof?
Yeah, it was sick.
But I didn't jump over anything. Thanks, I appreciate that.
It was no different than Crew Jones riding off that dumpster.
So scroll up just a little bit. Right there.
Yeah.
I had some guys give me a hard time about that. I mean, me, Ryan, and Miron. Dude, why are you guys wearing sunglasses?
Oh, I know now why.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they were paying me $1,500 a month to put shades on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It worked. And right, so we go through some of this stuff and my injury. So that break in my femur was 2007. 6, I won gold in Big Air. I was coming back, last person to drop in. That was kind of a cool bike to ride. I'm the only bicycle rider to ever be on a full factory Harley Davidson sponsorship. So they gave me the color codes and everything for my painter to take care of the bike.
What year was that?
So that's 07.
Really? Are you sure?
I think it was.
Did the Harley stuff came from?
Or was it?
No, it had to be later.
Hang on. It would have been
way later.
It
was because it did say at the bottom of this actually 2011.
11, yeah, it's way later.
Shout out to 23 Mag.
07 was my collarbone, and I go on injuries on my dates.
Yeah. Was that you?
So
that's
no,
Danny.
that's Danny.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I ended up belly flopping from 25 feet up and broke my femur. That one didn't feel good.
No.
It actually didn't feel that bad until the doctor folded my leg in half in the ER.
Oh.
And Travis was in the ER room next to me making fun of me because he had been there for 30 minutes and he was already on morphine. So he wasn't in pain and he was making fun of me screaming. It was awesome. Thanks, Travis.
Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to click that.
But this one that he's talking about was 2015. 2014, I showed up. I had some flight delays. Actually, I had 2014. The reason I had a flight delay is my daughter was born. And then the very next day, I took off and went to X Games because of how
Kids ruin everything.
dominant it is. They were like, I'm going to go make half my salary right now at the contest. All right, cool, go. So I show up late to vert, and I had just started learning on and working. I was doing front flares, so I figured them out. And I did it on the vert ramp, and then I messed it up on the vert ramp. And I pushed in just a little bit, and I was ready to hang front tire on the deck. So I jumped off my bike, and I cracked my kneecap.
That was in 14.
That was in 14, and then I spent the next 3 days with the gigantic swollen knee. They drained my knee, put lidocaine inside of it. I put my pads on and went up and rode Mega.
Okay.
It was terribly windy. It was horrible. So,
Wait, 3 days?
Yeah.
With a broken kneecap?
Yeah.
Like a fractured one, not like the
was-
full pull apart one.
It was the bottom, like 2
not
millimeters
the
or
end
something that were
status
cracked
one.
off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
show you.
Yeah, fractured.
No, not
fractured.
separated.
Okay,
It was just
Piece
the bottom.
jumping off.
yeah. Yeah.
And it swelled up.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So they pulled out like 150 to 200 cc's of nasty fluid.
Ugh.
And then filled it with lidocaine and go, normal people get 4 hours. You're going up there with the adrenaline. You might get an hour. I hope it works. Well, it was so windy, we had delays. So I was up there for an hour and a half.
Is this Austin?
So this is Austin first year.
Yeah.
And nobody did real well because it was terrible
dog
winds.
shit.
It was horrible. It was
Yeah.
nighttime shit. So the next year, I go in super focused on Mega Ramp. At this point, I was like, I'm coming in. I want one more gold medal on this damn thing.
Yeah.
I want this right now. I'm not worried about vert. So I half-assed vert. I was pissed at myself for doing that, but I half-assed it. I think I got like 6th. Next day, we go into Mega, and I'm like, I'm getting my shit done, and I'm fucking launching this thing. I'm going to do an 18-foot front flare. I'm sending this fucker. So in practice, I go, I got to get my stuff out of the way. So I pedal all the way across the deck of the landing, then drop in, cranking my bike as hard as I can, and I can get about 8 feet. Practice run, and I yank into front flare. I had that damn thing so dialed over winter. I go rolling in, and just before I make it to coping, overthinking in my head goes, hey, don't forget, you almost hung head tube last year. You got to pop. Oh, yeah. And I popped into it. It's a completely blind trick. So I yank, I'm staring at the sky, rotate all the way around, and when I turn and look down, I pulled out like 10 feet. I went, oh, I'm going to nosedive the floor. I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation, but when you think you're dying, you can think through everything, every option known to man. I go, oh, if I crash like this, I'm gonna hurt this, and then I'm gonna do that. And I went, I've got a neck brace on. I'm still gonna break my neck. I got to get out of this. So I push on my bike and right myself up. Well, it pushes me further out to flat. I missed almost the whole entire transition. So I dropped roughly 30 feet and landed directly standing up. So smash into the ground, and I shattered both my heels. As I'm trying to stand up, I ripped my right ACL again. That was the third one. And then sit down on the ground, compress my whole back, and fracture L2. Which, by the way, that made me 3/4 of an inch shorter. I smashed my back so damn hard. Yeah. So I got short. I already was. But shattered both my heels. And they didn't even know my ACL was gone because I couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. I was garbage at that point. And I had my camera running, and there wasn't many people up there because there was another live event finals going on in a different area. So all the cameras and everybody are away, and it was just medical, the riders, athletes, and a couple of people that were there.
So there's no footage of it, you don't think?
No, there's none. Nobody had cameras out. There was one girl who had a still camera on the deck, and she shot photos of it and sent them to me. But it's just a still photo of me in a front flare.
Yeah.
You can't tell that I'm about to
Die.
destroy myself. And I hit, and I've got some gnarly photos of it. My feet broke into a bunch of little pieces. Bunch of stuff. I ended
Like
up
straight car accident
This is
status.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's the exact same feet injury that Colin Winkleman.
Yeah, Winkleman did it and hit the floor and shattered both heels.
Yeah.
It's destructive. So they put it all back together. I think they added 7 screws to my feet. And I had so many problems. That was a gnarly year. So I'm stuck in a wheelchair for 3 months. Well, then I get out of the wheelchair and I'm using a walker for about a month, and I'm doing therapy. About 2 to 3 months into therapy, I'm getting strong enough to jump off a block that's about a foot tall. And I'm landing, and my knee's wobbly. I'm like, guys, you got to check my knee. No, it's no pain, no gain. I was like, do you have any idea who the hell you're talking to? You guys have done my therapy for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I can handle. This isn't right. And they check it, and they're like, oh, your ACL's gone. We'll get you in next week. So I went into surgery again.
Yeah.
Came out. Now I'm using the walker again. Jump back onto therapy. I'm about somewhere between 2 and 3 months into therapy again. And I'm jumping off that same box. Man, my heels hurt. Well, it's just tearing through some scar tissue. It probably just needs to do it. And I was like, nah, it's not that. I know what scar tissue feels like. Can you get some new x-rays? Just check. And I went, oh, the screw heads are sticking out of the back of your heels. And every time you jump off the block, the screws are shearing your Achilles tendons in half. So we're going to need to go remove those. So go in and do 2 more surgeries.
Both feet.
So both feet had them.
Oh my God.
So I'm just a train wreck over and over and
Yeah.
over. And I get
How's your headspace during this? So it's got to be a little.
This one was rough.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
abusing your painkillers at this point too?
I'm always
Is that a thing?
No, I'm asking.
no. Other people do a lot.
Other people
I'm-
do.
Yeah,
I'm really.
We
really
just watched like 8 of them on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm scared of. I don't like painkillers. I don't like the side effects, so I avoid them.
Got it.
I tried really hard to get off the painkillers early, and it did not work.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you would have been excruciating. You'd be at a point where you felt like it was your only thing, your only way to get out of it, and then you would be stuck in it.
I was on the gnarliest amount of painkillers that I had ever been on in my life, and I had to stay on them for. I was on Oxy for a month or more.
Yeah,
I was terrified.
to me, it's life changing.
insane.
You
Yeah.
can't help
No,
it.
I know. It's just the way you asked the question. It sounded.
Well,
like
I guess it just
yeah.
seems like so,
So,
obvious.
I was
you know?
on.
Sorry.
I was on Oxy, a nerve painkiller, another painkiller, a sleeping aid, and I had to give myself a shot in the stomach for blood thinning twice a day. That was my life.
Because he was going to have blood clots in his legs.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking aneurysm.
So that was my life for 3 months. I couldn't, no weight on my feet except setting them on the ground.
How old are your kids at this time too?
1.
Yeah. Fuck.
So that was my daughter's first birthday, and then we flew out, and then I smashed myself, and
Yeah.
we stayed in Austin for 2 weeks till I could function without the hospital.
Yeah,
giving me
so you could
painkillers and
fly
everything,
home,
right? So I could
basically,
fly
yeah.
home. Changed everything, and my headspace at the beginning, I think I was still delusional that this was not that big of a deal. I was like, oh, he told me I'd be out of the chair and riding in 3 months. No, you're going to be in the chair for 3 months, then a walker, and then therapy, and good luck. And then I started getting into it and went, oh, never mind. This is not. And my headspace when I broke my femur or my neck was, all right, cool. How long till I can be back on my bike?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to beat that. You told me 6 months, I'll be there in 3. Told me 12 months, I'll be there in 6. And just go crazy getting healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I did this one, and I was like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
This isn't going to go well. And it took that long with that many surgeries that I'm now at 11 months still having surgeries just to fix the garbage that I did a year before. And I went, I know I'm not competing this year. I don't know if I can do this, but one of my deciding factors that kicked in, I'm sitting in a wheelchair. My daughter's a year old, and she thinks it's fun to do wheelies in the wheelchair sitting in my lap. So Wheels, Aaron fathering him, sends me one of his cool wheelchairs. So I'm riding that shit at Woodward, and I went, this is a really bad idea. Why am I riding the mini mega ramp on a fucking wheelchair right now? This is terrible. If I fall over, my feet are done.
Yeah.
And I went, all right, let's take a step back. And my daughter's having fun with my wheelchair. I go flying somewhere, and she freaks out because she sees my wheelchair in the baggage cart, like out of the window. She goes, Daddy's chair, Daddy's chair. And I went, oh, you're associating me to a chair.
Yeah.
I'm not just dad. That's part of me. And then at some point, we were going to the neighbor's house and had to go through the backyard. My 1-year-old's holding the aluminum bar and helping push me through a grass backyard. And I went, this isn't the life that I want my daughter to have or me to have with her.
Yeah.
I can't. At that time, married, I was like, well, she knew what she was getting into. If I get stuck like this, we knew what we were doing. We assumed the risk, but I brought this little human into the world. It's not fair to her to go from here's dad that can throw me in the air and we can have fun and giggle to, oh, my dad's in a chair the rest of his life, and it's his selfish reason because he needed another medal.
Yeah. No.
Like it was a tipping point for me that I was like, all right, I accomplished way more than I ever thought I would. When Joey won a gold medal, I was like, cool, maybe I can get a medal. And then I got a medal. And then I got another one. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And I got a gold. And every time I did, I was like, oh, I can do more.
Mm-hmm.
I can do more. It wasn't the medals so much. And all my medals are in a freaking plastic bin underneath my sink. They're not even on display. This is a Tupperware. It wasn't about the medals. I mean, I didn't throw them in the crowd.
But they're not on display.
But I don't have this like shrine of me. It's
You don't have a tattoo of the medals, but I see that tattoo that your
What is
daughter
this?
drew. No, I could just see it
right
under
here.
his arm. Like I could see that that's a doodle that is.
Are you in a chair in that one?
no, I'm not in the chair, but I have hair in this one.
Oh, there you go.
That's good,
There you
that's
go.
good.
That was
See,
our-
that's adorable.
That was
Like,
our first daddy-daughter date. We went on it, and she drew this on the back
Oh,
of the
that's
receipt.
cute.
So
That's amazing.
I had this done. Biggs put it on at X Games.
Big's
this year.
got one my daughter drew on my knee.
So funny.
That's amazing.
So that's what's more important to me is my family, my children are what I need to focus on. And I was like, I don't need more medals. I'll figure this out, but I want to be here for my kids. I want to be here a long time for my kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to stuck in a chair or worse. I mean, there were some times I actually thought I was dying. I was falling out of the sky, realistically thinking I'm going to land on my face. I've already broken my neck once. It's not going to go well.
Yeah.
If I already have hardware and it doesn't have flex in that spot, it's just going to shear off. I don't want to put my kids through that.
Yeah.
So that was my, all right, you know what? I got to do this. I'm done competing. And I'm stubborn, and I would just keep going. So I had to move away from Woodward.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get out of here, because if I stay, I'm going to keep coming in here to ride every single day.
And where'd you move?
Middle of the country, no coast. Went to Kansas City. So got out there and tried.
How'd you land there?
So at the time I was married, and her family was there.
Okay.
So we were pregnant for second child, and we wanted to grow up with one of the kids to grow up with cousins.
Yeah.
Grandma, grandpa, cousins, aunts, uncles. I'm the youngest of 4. Like currently my kids are 8 and 10, or 9 and 11. So we're 9 and 11, and my nieces are almost 30. So my kids weren't growing up with cousins.
Yeah.
So we went there because her siblings are younger, and let them all grow up together. And I'll figure out what to do with myself. I'll do something.
But you've also been smart, so you're okay for a little bit.
So smart with my money. I knew what I needed to do, and got into a couple different things, and life changes, and I'm changing it again right now.
Yeah.
So we go down this path, and it turned into family focus for me, that I needed to be there for my kids, and I didn't want. My body also hurts. I'm down. I had some metal removed, so I'm down to 29 pieces of metal.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Still?
Yeah, and I'm 22 orthopedic operations.
Which brings us to why he's in San Diego now.
Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna tune me up now.
Okay. Well, let's keep on this, but then we'll circle back to kind of that time period as well. So right now you landed here. You guys are going.
So we're going to Tijuana tomorrow.
Okay.
Morning in.
Yeah. We're gonna go to CPI.
CPI to get stem cells.
To get stem cells, this round is gonna be 3 spots in my spine. I have my broken neck that's here. I have a bulging disc in the center in my thoracic, and then my lower back, when I broke my heels, was L2 fracture.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that stuff all has residual pain, and
I could imagine.
And then they're going to do my ankles, which when I did this, I didn't realize how much pain I was going to be in. Usually it's acute pain, so you break your femur, okay, you have this big amount of pain, and every week, every month, it shrinks, it goes away. My heels never went away.
It's a complex machine, so all this stuff doesn't work together anymore.
It didn't work, and I started getting into chronic pain, which I had a really hard time with. I didn't realize how much chronic pain
changes who you are.
It's exhausting to fight against it. I would make it till about noon, and then every single step all day long would just hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how bad it was until I was just miserable. And a doctor injected inside my ankle. And he called me like an hour later and goes, "Hey, how do you feel?" I was like, "This is the greatest thing in the world." He goes, "So did it relieve 60, 70% of your pain?" It's like 90% of my pain. I'm working out. And he goes, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
Because it's still going to hurt. And when this wears off, you're miserable.
Yeah, and so he injected a steroid injection?
No, it was a lidocaine. It was a short-term.
Okay.
It was, they call it fluoroscopy. So it's a live x-ray to get the needle inside the little pocket in the subtalar joint. So you go, tib fib comes down, and then you got the talus. It's a triangle, and then your heel floors down.
How do you spell that?
Which one?
Talos?
I like how you asked him how to spell it.
Talas.
Oh, you can.
Talas. Well,
it's a triangle bone between. It's what functions your joint. So you got the lateral.
I felt like he's been going through this, that he would actually know. I mean, you say the word like it makes sense.
The subtalar joint.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
So you have the triangle in there, and then the bottom, the one that's underneath that's what I shattered. So all of those were jagged bones full of arthritis. And he goes, "Okay, great. Now we know what's wrong. Mm-hmm. So now that we know what's wrong, let us know when you have time. We're going to go ahead and fuse your ankle."
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I was like, let me think about that one and call some friends.
Yeah.
And I called some friends and was like, "Hey, what about this and this and this?" And they're like, "I mean, when you're walking on a hill that's sideways hiking, yeah, it's a pain. How often do you go hiking?" I was like, "I do mountain bikes." So then who cares? Was your hacky sack game going to suck? Like, all right.
It wasn't that good before.
Never. So we went in and we took all the screws out of that ankle and put in 2 new screws that are, they're actually like, they're that long.
What? Where do they go?
There.
Whoa, what are you doing pulling out here?
Well, there's a graphic.
Oh, okay.
So
He's like, I want to show you the real thing.
Yeah, good.
so it goes through the bottom of my foot.
You can airdrop me photos too if you want, just so it's so we don't have minimal editing.
Gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
And we fused the subtalar joint, which is the bottom joint in your foot. So as you're looking at that on the right, see how it says talus?
Yeah.
The calcaneus is below it. It's fusing those 2 together.
Oh.
So
okay.
I
You
still
don't
have
that movement then.
I still have the talus up to the tib fib, which is all my forward back walking motion.
Okay.
It's the lateral motion that I don't have any.
Okay.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And how much has that affected you just in everyday life?
Not at all.
Okay.
There's 2 moments where I thought it sucked, and I'm totally okay not being in pain and not having those. It was mowing my lawn on a side that's angled.
I got you.
And I went, that's
Next
cool.
time. I got you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What are you gonna mow his lawn?
Yeah.
Oh. I was like,
I
what
knew
is
that joke was coming.
Oh, all right. All right.
It's there. It's been
I was like, what do you?
Look, me and
what do
Kagy-
you
it's
mean?
25
by that?
years of
Yeah,
the
so
same
me and
joke.
Kagy have traveled. I mean, we also did like a decade of going to Iraq together.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then we were on
Yeah,
Hoffman together. We've traveled a lot together, you know.
So we make fun of each other on a regular
Did
basis.
you watch Kimmler's podcast, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, with the.
It's great. I'm so bummed I missed it.
With the Lavin,
Oh
the
my-
balls out thing. with the photo of Kimmler with
my
his
God.
balls out.
Oh,
and
I
Lavin
thought you
is
meant the one
choking
him punching.
No.
Have you ever seen the punching
Grab that
catfish one of him?
Yes, of course.
Oh my God.
And then I'm going to grab the other one that has my initial broken spot. So this photo is the new screws.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
So those are my new screws.
Those look like
I'll take a picture of this.
head studs that go in from the cylinder heads to
Oh,
the
they're
block.
terrible.
Yeah.
And to keep them in, it's pretty wild. The thread pitch is different on the top and bottom so that they don't unscrew and they don't
Oh
go
yeah.
out. It's crazy.
And is it they're self-drilling? It looks like the screws themselves.
And I've got some.
yeah.
I actually have some of my other screws. They're crazy looking. They're hollow. The front is little blades so that
Yeah,
it shaves
that's-
the bone and sucks it out of the middle.
That's
of the
what it
screw.
looks like. You could see
Crazy.
these. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. And do you feel those now?
No, I don't feel any of that stuff. And I'm out of pain, so it's the greatest thing ever. Well, out of that particular pain,
Yeah,
I've got pain
yeah.
elsewhere in my body.
Well, that brings you to the stem
See,
cell
yeah.
thing. Is that the stem cells?
Those are
Dude,
real pretty, right?
yeah. I mean, you can send me that if you want. I mean, I'll put that up. I mean, I feel like everybody knows what you imagine what looks like something you would never, ever, ever want to go through.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he
What are
showed me right there.
What are your goals hoping for this for the stem cells?
Dude, the stem cell part, I am. Oh, hang on. There you go. I did talk about that, so I'm going to send you these.
Yeah.
So my goal here with stem cells is it regrows some of the soft tissue, alleviates the inflammation, and get me out of pain. If I can reduce my pain by 50%, which Mike's already said his back he did, he's out of a ton of the pain.
Yeah.
Most of it's gone.
95% of all of it.
If I were able to get rid of 50%, it would change my life. If it's more than that, oh my gosh, dude.
I think with your discs back, I think you have a great. We've done over 4,000 backs there, and so
Those are the screws. Literally the length of your fingers.
Those are the ones that were taken out. The new ones are almost twice that.
damn, dude.
And then I believe that's rooftop.
You would have liked that thing.
Okay, see how the screw head's sticking out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The screw head sticking out of the back was hitting my Achilles. So the base of my Achilles was just getting dug into.
Guitar picking it.
Oh, so bad.
Gosh.
Dude, this is so.
But now you can actually see, look on the bottom where the bone is underneath the screw tips.
Yeah, right here, that spur.
So that's all shattered bone that grew back together deformed. You can see in between the two joints, there's bone pieces that are not, that whole thing's supposed to be perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
It's just a jagged mess of what I have leftovers.
Can
of.
they go down and smooth it out? or
No.
no?
Once you put it back together, you're done.
Well, I would think with the stem cells, you're going to get alleviation in your spine,
You and the daughter.
in your scar tissue is going to.
And that's
fix that.
that's the wheels thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my wheels wheelchair.
That's amazing.
I got really good at wheelies, and then I realized, why I don't want to be good at wheelies.
Yeah. Chill out.
Yeah,
Dude.
so this one had 4 screws in it, and those 2 screws that are longer are the ones that were sticking out the back.
Damn, dude.
They need a fucking pre-drill those things. What's it called? The
Did you get your pilot hole?
Yeah. Like the 45-degree angle, so they set properly.
Well, so I talked to the doctor about it, and the next screw that was shorter wasn't long enough to pull all the pieces together that I had shattered throughout my foot.
Oh, so they just left them lingering.
So they got the biggest screw they could to pull all the pieces together to not... There's another way to do this where they put a metal cage all the way around the back and a whole bunch of screws around the outside and then longer screws to hold it together. If they did that route, that would have been probably 14 pieces of metal and screws and everything in there. And you want it as little as possible because the cage you can feel.
Yeah.
You can feel it between the skin and the bone at all
Yeah.
times.
Maybe we just get a hose clamp, like a head tube. And
That's
fucking
back in the day.
mid-90s.
It's actually what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
If you take the threaded part off and just think of the band,
Yeah.
that's what the cage that goes around it looks like, a hose clamp, and you just start putting screws in the holes to put it together.
gnarly.
It's nasty.
Medieval shit.
Yeah.
So stem cells, you have been through it, and I think sometimes I think I was just talking to somebody just recently because we talked about a different thing. I won't mention it yet, but and somebody was like, "Does that stuff work?"
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, according to my friend, it helped him a lot. It helped him, you know, on day-to-day life, and on, you know, just as you said, like, it changes you as a person because
Totally.
you have this constant pain. It makes you a miserable bastard, and it can affect you in ways that you don't even know.
I mean, when I hear my friends are coming, like when he said he's coming down, I get excited.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't think like I get excited because I'm like, oh, because I know how much he's been through, and I'm like, oh, his life's about to change.
That's it.
Like his life's about to change in a way that I don't think you even know about because it's not a possible thing, right? Like before this time, before
I don't know what it feels like.
That's what I mean. You don't know how it's going to change because it's not an option.
I
There's
don't
nothing
remember
else.
not being in pain.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the name of the clinic, just so we can give it a plug?
It's CPI.
CPI.
Yeah, Cellular Performance Institute, right here in Tijuana. And I've been working with these guys now for a while. I got mine in December of 2022, and like I told them before, I'm something what they call a super responder, meaning I respond very well.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in pain 90% of the day with my back, spending 3 to 4 hours a day just focusing on my breathing, sitting down, and within a month, and I'm faster than normal. Usually this takes longer, and everyone's different. So, but within a month, I was been 100% pain free for 3 years.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then and they've, you know, and my knees are 50% better. I could ride my bike for 30 minutes now. I could ride all day.
Yeah.
You know, my ankles, every single thing is gotten better, and everyone's different, so everyone has different responses. But for someone like you who has probably so much constant inflammation in your body, those stem cells, like you're gonna get, because you're also gonna get a stem cell IV, right? Most likely when you're there, so you're gonna get like local.
It's a catheter, actually.
Yeah.
Stem cell catheter.
Which
Technically, I am. Except it's a catheter that goes in my spine in 3 different locations.
all the local places you get it directly, but then that IV, it'll go those like inflammation is like a tracking device for stem cells, and so you're gonna feel better. Like next week, in a couple weeks, you will feel just better in general because I bet a ton of inflammation you don't even know is there because you've just always had it is gonna be gone.
And is it multiple treatments, or is it a single treatment, or is it, you know, you said a couple weeks, but like, is
depending.
it?
So like me, which he'll probably have the same thing. My knees are so bad. I was trying to regrow the meniscus that they said, well, it's going to take many
Yeah,
things.
that makes sense.
Now my back, it's been one. It's been 3 years. Then I asked, do I do the other one? And they're like, well, maybe we can look at it and see if that makes sense. But the reason why you come back at CPI, because it's the only stem cell place that does this, is they want your data because they're trying to get this approved in America. So what they do is
That was my next question.
they
Why is it in Tijuana?
They
You know,
tempt
but-
people, hey, we'll give you an extra X amount of stem cells. You come back in 6 months so we can get the data, because most places are like, okay, we shot, good luck.
Yeah.
Have fun. See ya.
And so they really care there, and they're really trying to do something special, and they want that information because it's one of the only places you can go, here's MRI proof, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like here's what your disc look like, here's what it looks like in 6 months. Because if you don't come back, how can you ever know?
And I described everything I've got with my body, where I've got pain, where I've got injuries, and everything else. And they were estimating they like to do 5 locations or less. We're going to do 3 in my spine, both ankles. So there's my 5.
Yeah.
When I come back for a follow-up, we're going to do my knees and shoulders.
Oh.
Your body can only handle so much.
Of course,
'Cause
of course,
it's
yeah.
a lot of it's traumatizing to your body.
And then I'll have to come back, most likely, but they'll evaluate their guess right now before even having me see if I'm a super predator like him.
Super healer, not super predator. That's something different.
I'll have to do 2 treatments on each of my locations. So
Okay.
I'll come back and do another spine, ankle, and then come back and do another knee, shoulder.
Very cool.
But we'll find out afterward.
yeah.
So
Very,
you
very
have to
cool.
take time off. You treat it like it's a surgery because it's not a magical like, oh, you're better.
Yeah.
You know, like you're giving these baby cells and you're going to let them grow into something new, like planting a seed. You know, you wouldn't ask your 1-year-old or newborn to go walk a mile.
Yeah.
It would be exhausting for them because it's just these baby fragile cells. So it's a lot of we'll have to do with this aftercare. But he's got nothing going on. What are you doing now? You selling houses? What are you doing?
So I went into commercial real estate. So not houses. I couldn't stand the emotional side of it. So I was doing commercial real estate, specific in the healthcare field. And then 8 weeks ago, I started pilot school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I jumped on and I'm getting my pilot's license right now. And hopefully a year from now, I'll get all the way through all my certifications and start building up hours.
That's cool.
And what's
That's
your
awesome.
ultimate goal for that?
Ultimate goal for that one is a year from now, I'll be an instructor with all my license and certifications. Then I'll build my hours up. Usually takes about another year. Then I can fly for one of the airlines.
Yeah.
Then I can go. Something I've really missed is with my move to Kansas City. I've got a core group of guys out there, but most of my best friends that I hung out with for 20 years are all scattered around the United States, and I just miss hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I make my job traveling, I miss traveling, I miss my friends, and I just start popping into different cities.
Yeah.
And my kids are getting older, 9 and 11. 9 years from now, my kid's 18. He's not going to think I'm very cool. They're going to go to college. I can just disappear. All right, see you. I'm going to go fly to Florida and go hang out with Simon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was your first pick, Simon?
This definitely wasn't you.
Simon's all right.
You might hit top 10. I don't know.
Very cool. And then obviously you're doing well even outside of that. Like, I mean, I would assume there's life happens, you know, like I think you said, I think a marriage happened, right? And then,
Dude, you want to tap into some of this stuff? Hey, if there's people out there who need help, by the way, I'm gonna put this out there. There's a lot of shit that I've been through where. So I'll touch on a couple of things and then I'll hit this last one. Family stuff fell apart. I did go through a divorce. Prior to that, my life experiences have helped people out. So I went to like Dave's funeral. And everybody's losing their mind, just freaking out about things. Well, I was able to calm people down and talk them through it. I'm like, why do you have experience in this? Well, my brother committed suicide. So I was able to talk through what you were going through, the grief schedule and all these things, your stages. And they're like, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. And calm them down. My other life experiences get gnarly. Go through being a pro bike rider. Hey, I'll help you out with finances. I'll help you out with whatever you need. Advice on how to get through something. I help people with negotiating contracts right now. I don't take cut with being an agent. I just want to help people. They know what I've been through. They know I've actually made really good money at it. I'm like, how do I don't know what I'm worth. Okay, I'll help you out with that. I went through a divorce. I've helped some other guys out through their divorces. I helped Simon through his, and he thanked me, and we've been best friends for a long time. And most recently, I got divorced and started going through all that, got everything separated. I started dating someone. And 6 months into dating her, rolled over one day, and my hand lands up here on her chest, and I felt a lump. And I was like, hey, that's not normal. And we went in and got checked out, and it was breast cancer. And within 5 weeks, had a port put in, was getting chemo, went all in 20 months. Lasted 20 months. She passed away 6 months ago.
brutal.
So I had my lady die in my arms 6 months ago. I mean, the amount of shit that I've been through in the last decade is wild. But you keep small movements going forward, change it, do whatever you got to do to keep going. Don't give up. There's more out there. My kids deserve a good dad that's able, physical.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out here and get CPI, get myself out of pain. My body's going to function. My body functions, I'm happier. I can get back out there. I ride a bunch, but I'm mostly riding mountain bikes because suspension and fat tires are way better on my body. I go out and ride a skate park for 30 minutes and I walk funny for a week.
Yeah.
Because my joints just hurt.
Yeah.
So it's making the best of what I've got with what I'm working with. And after talking to him and Jolene from Nitro Circus. She had CPI work on her. She's back to doing stunt work and loves it. Loves how much it's helped her body. If I can get a little bit of that, I'm in. And the guys at CPI are great. They're like, hey, let's take care of all this stuff.
That's very cool.
Let's get you back to functioning and healthy.
It really is a place. I say this wholeheartedly. The guys, the owners, they like, since because it also is one of the leading cancer research treatment centers. So they're dealing with people with cancer, and they care about their patients. And they like, I've seen them do a lot of things for a lot of people that they didn't need to do.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's great. It's a great environment, and I'm excited for you, man. And I want to say something else because I do believe this. Like, if I look back at every bike rider that's ever been a bike rider, skill-wise, you're probably in the top like 5 or more, or a little around there, because there's nobody else that could win a vert contest, could win a street contest, could win a park contest, can win mega ramp, can win.
I've done manual to rails.
Yeah, like you're the first person I've ever seen.
Like you, I mean,
you're the first person to do big second stagers, right? Am I wrong? That DC ad was the first one I'd seen, the big second, like a real second stager, like 10.
Yeah.
Like I really do. I think you get the short end of the stick because I don't think people.
That shit was crazy. I tried to find a photo of it. I couldn't find it.
I don't think you get the respect you need as a bike, or you deserve as a bike rider, because I think people just see you as a contest rider, and not all. I mean, other than a Flatlander, you arguably at some point in your career could be a gold medalist in all of them, which is, and then to hear all these other things you've been through, man, and like to perseverance to push through all that, it's fucking awesome. I mean, it's just amazing, I
appreciate it, and that means a lot to me, coming from you more so than
Fudger.
Like if it coming from my peers, that means a lot. I don't need the recognition from somebody else where they're doing, hey, here's our top 500 or 100 bike riders. I don't give a shit about that stuff. It doesn't matter. If my friends appreciate what I've been through and what I've done, and I've helped them somehow, inspired them, or we went out and laughed and went, wait, you're laughing about that? You just jumped onto the biggest ledge I've ever seen in my life. What the hell is wrong with you? Just having fun.
This clip. Speaking of this shit, I remember this shit, and I was like, "That's pretty much the fucking sickest thing I've ever seen." Especially the announcer running away.
Where was this? Was it in L.A.?
That was the very first one I did was in Vegas.
Vegas. I think I was there.
Who's on the corner that didn't know you were going? Look at him.
Oh, that's Travis. He was part of the. It was part of the show, but I don't think he expected me to go that far over into the landing. And then I tried to backflip it at my next show, and I landed in a feeble grind. It did not go as well.
No way. Oh my God.
And I had another one where I overshot. I woke up in the middle of the floor. That sucked.
But it was Resi. I'm just joking.
I mean, back to just for a second, there's only like a few dudes in that category, Asado, Miron, McCoy. Like, there's not many other dudes that rode everything.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
even
crazy.
Just, I mean, like he's fucking smithing Hubba Hideout right here. It was a era of being.
Style could use a little work. But
well, I mean, he's over the back. He doesn't want to flip over the bars.
Joey Garcia doing a tuck over some trails.
So what's really funny is
that could be stylish.
Being on DC shoes, we went out with
that's sick.
Edwin. Edwin was out there doing street stuff, and it was him and Tom, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go do a street run, but we want to keep it small. We want to go do some gnarly stuff. Hey, Kagy, do you want to come with us? Because we know Street Kagy's still in there."
That's sick, dude.
They went, "You serious?" Yeah. And we hit some little ledges and stuff like that. And they're like, "You're not hitting that stuff." I was like, "It's just not my thing." And then all of a sudden, like a gapped rail or something comes up. I was like, I'm in there.
Fuck yeah. That's sick, though. That's a hell of a compliment, too.
I was psyched on that one.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sorry, I'm ripping through your Instagram trying to look for this. Yeah. I know we're looking for I know we're looking for the same photo.
And then Ronnie Feist ends up like, how do we move across the country and then we move into the same neighborhood?
Oh, that's funny. You live in the same neighborhood with Ronnie?
Yeah.
Can you tell him that nothing makes you look stupider than a hand on your hip? Sorry, Ronnie. You guys live in the same neighborhood?
We did, yeah.
That's like Taj and Jason Enns live in the same neighborhood, same town now.
Yeah.
In the Northwest.
I was going to say, yeah, that actually happened. There you go.
Here, that picture of me in a walker is the day I was allowed to get out of a wheelchair.
2 years ago. Yeah.
August 17th.
So let's say, thanks X Games Docs for putting me back together. Let's talk about, whoops, I did not mean to close that shit. The X Games, the Legend thing you were at, I thought it was cool. You were out there. Lavin was out there. You were there. Who else was there for BMX?
And they had
Fuzzy. Well, I guess I don't
Fuzzy
know.
lives there, so
Fuzzy
they
was
brought him
there.
in.
Behringer was there too. But
They kept it somewhat small. Did that go
I
through?
mean, I
Yes,
wasn't
it did.
there for the Legends thing. I was just there.
oh, really?
No,
He-
they
he
didn't.
is a
they
legend.
They had no idea who I was.
Oh, well.
So
Sorry.
it's called the X Games alumni, and Christy Laskini is a pro skier. She knows the guy that's CEO of X Games now, and she had an idea, and she goes, "I want to do the alumni association. There's so many people who are foundation to what these sports are. Let's keep them involved. Let's keep them interactive,
Yeah.
and put something together as a package for all the ex athletes." And
There it is. Oh yeah, it was at the. Yeah. That's
nasty.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Just think of something you would really, 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 really never
That looks
want
miserable,
to go
dude.
through.
Just leaking.
Yeah,
And what you can't see is the scar or the incision on the right foot is about 3 or 4 inches long down the side of my foot too.
and this is after they pulled the screws for the Achilles thing, right? Because I could see this scar, unless that's a different.
So this is when they pulled the Achilles screws out.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Let's see that China Banks feeble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that dead end.
That was a little scary part. I didn't really pay attention until I was on it
Yeah.
to exactly how I'm supposed to get off of this and not clip to stairs.
Is that second try? I see peg marks already.
Yeah. So I did my first try and my bike fell over the other side.
Pulled the old Krenich.
Almost. Except that one went to a wheelchair ramp going down the other side. So it was from where I'm at right now is probably a 15-foot drop to where the deck
Is there footage of this or no?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Oh shit! You know what? No.
Is it? It's not a road fool or something?
No, this was a DC road trip with low-C shooting.
Oh, okay.
So when you go to the top of that thing, I was able to get, I think it's a full pedal,
Yeah.
and then like a quarter crank extra off the step to get up there.
Yeah,
so
it's
you get
short.
one pedal
Worst.
to get up.
I remember
And
going there after, and I looked at this, and I was like, no.
I set
I mean,
my,
I've been there a million times, and every time I'm like, that's not a ledge.
Yeah.
I set my bike up next to it, and the handlebars. So look up at the top where the railing goes up and goes flat. Your bars are right around roughly that railing, maybe just a hair higher. So now your ledge starts a foot taller than that.
Yeah. And you're up high on it. You're not like out. It's not. You're not doing gap.
Well, it
gap
couldn't.
to
There's
it.
no speed, right?
Yeah,
no
I guess
speed
so.
to it. So
Yeah,
it's just-
yeah. It's probably a blessing, I guess, in that sense.
Somewhat of a bad idea that worked out really well.
That photo looks like it's about worth 120 grand a year. I'll have to give it to you.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And honestly,
You're-
because you were so park at this time too, that like seeing this to me was like, I was like, wow, that's fucking sick, you know. So it was a credit to you in that sense of
I
like
appreciate
being
that.
able to
People
balance
forget.
that stuff. Yeah. So
At the last handful of years was all mega and vert, and I'm like, wait, you ride street?
yeah.
You were in dirt? I was like, first X Games I was ever in was dirt.
When did you stop riding park?
As the competition,
Yeah.
when they went to, what they call it, Super Park. They
What's Super Park?
they wanted to change it into these. Okay, so they were trying to. At one point, they wanted to add real street and get rid of park, but make some vert aspects of park and have them all blend together to potentially get rid of vert or make something else. And then it didn't go well. And it just went into this odd morph into more bowls.
Yeah, it was kind of the beginning of the bowl stuff.
And I rode the first.
But they
year
were cool because it was like those plexiglass features. Like the year that the year that like I want to say my vague memory says like the year that Diogo thought he won when they misannounced it, and
believe that's
that
where
was
you
the
are.
first Super
Year of
Park
that.
year.
Which was my last time competing in it.
Yeah.
I think they still had 20 in it.
But what caused that? Why did you stop? In your head.
Focal point of what I could dedicate enough time to make it justified. I said something earlier that I said, I half-assed vert. I half-assed vert and got 6th place. I was pissed at myself when I got home. I knew it as a conscious decision. I'm not going to focus on vert. I really, really want to win Mega this year. I'm going after it. So I half-assed it. Well, then I went through and I got 6th place with a half-ass run and realized, I was like, dude, I could have just put something else together, actually put some effort into it. If I'm not putting effort into it, half-ass effort to get 6th place. I'd rather some random new person get in and get their dream of being in X Games than me get like, oh, cool, I got 6th place. Yeah. I didn't get anything out of it. Other than
it doesn't
getting mad at
benefit you
myself.
getting 6th.
I just get mad at myself going, why did I not actually do something with this?
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
I didn't have the focus in Park where Park was getting extremely gnarly and the guys in it were dedicated nonstop. And I was like, I can't put the time in that you guys do. And even if I did, the direction I'm going in with my head and what I want to do isn't going to work on the new courses. They weren't big box jumps and big quarters anymore. They were bowl corners with rails and ledges, and it just went a different direction.
Yeah.
What do you think of the park? What do you think of park competition now? Are you a fan of it the way where it's at right now? Do you feel like it's missing something? Do you feel like it's just right where it should be?
I've always been a fan. I mean, that's why I said I loved mega ramps so much, was that I want to jump in a big ass quarter. I want to, not that it's easy to get to, but the last couple of park courses were like, all right, so where's the actual box jump that somebody can do something on that's different? But they're getting creative with the way things are laid out. So it's interesting in a way that it can't be the same. It can't be a cookie cutter, because then you end up getting bored.
But what do you think of the riding? Meaning, like, because when you were in it, like, someone would do a park run, and that dude would do 27 different tricks, and now it's really just 5 or 6 tricks in a different order or combined.
Lots of whips.
It's all whips, no handers, bar spins,
900s, and
it's literally just
spins.
Those like few tricks. Other than like Peraza doing
delivered a different way.
Delivered a different way. It's like bar spin to no hander to bar spin to tail whip. And so I'm just wondering, from someone who came from the very most elite level, and obviously I know all things got to change, you know what I mean? Things evolve and change, but from your point of view, does it seem like it's evolved in the way you thought it would, or has it digressed in a way to be
loaded question?
Well, I know, but
ask him what he feels like.
Well, no, but like because
I know where he's going with it.
Because he was in the position where it's very. He's getting paid a lot of money, so people are very serious, and these guys are very serious. You know what I mean? They do. That's why I'm asking.
It'll be controversial, and somebody's not going to like the way I say it, but I appreciate the skill level that's gone into it and how dialed these guys are. Mm-hmm. The risk factor that they are going into is some of the gnarliest stuff I've ever seen. The repetitive whip, fronty, backy, fronty. And there is less variety of what I remember there was. I get why it's not there, because it's not going to score you well in the UCI and Olympics. Those things need to be essentially what you can blame us for. Okay, cool. We went from, you're doing this one-handed table, and you're doing turn downs, 360 turn downs, and it's got this style factor to it that guys like Chris Doyle and Joey Garcia had. They were just oozing this amount of style. I never had that. Obviously, you always made fun of me for it.
So
my tabletops were rough.
I was just trying to help you.
But going, you and Mike Laird, I appreciate you guys for it. I love it. We went more towards the stunts, the tricks. So backflip tail whips came in. All right, well, that's cool. Backflip double tail whip. Now it's backflip quad tail whips. Now there's like 6 tail whips. Yeah, it's so many stunts and tricks that it's hard to keep track of. And I have a hard time, if it needs to be slow-mo for me to figure out what the hell just happened, and I'm a person who is in this sport, it makes it really hard to associate that to how a fan's supposed to look at it and think, I think this is awesome, or I think I could do this. I think it evolved in a different way than I anticipated it going. I thought it was going to go bigger in the form of slightly larger ramps, or guys are doing the same things but higher, or different configurations. I never really imagined that triple flares were going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Or the wildness that R. Willie brings, because he's an alien.
Freak of nature.
He's an absolute alien.
I think the idea that, I think it's sad when you see something where it was like just the most recent FIS China course was like, they had this thing. It was like this plexiglass ramp, and it had a drop on the other side. And I saw a clip, and I was like, did anybody over ice that? Over ice back over.
They don't even have pegs.
Not a single person, And
they probably don't even have pegs.
That sort of stuff. Those are the things that like made the heroes of it because it was like they did the thing that the fucking course was asking for.
Well, it was asking for it wasn't built for it.
Exactly.
X Games built something,
but it's,
you can't use that. That's a barrier.
And so it made you legendary, but maybe you didn't win the course or win the contest, but like that was the shit that you remembered.
That's why Alan Cook jumped over the railing into the water at Gravity Games in Ohio.
Yeah, and it's like that sort of stuff, those different things, and like I just think like an ice pick on a fucking 10-foot sub box is way better than anything over the box jump. You know, like I think the scale of like the judging needs to change because what they're doing, and I've said it multiple times, is like they're basically like Logan Martin is the best park rider. I'm going to do what he does.
The rules and judging are shaping the sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whatever gets rewarded the most is what the riders are going to follow, and it's going to take some time to that breakaway. But if you start rewarding the way Dennis rides the course or the way Bazanzin would ride the course, but they didn't, so then
that's the way it turned.
They stopped going, and then it goes that way.
I really believe that that's the thing. Like the constraints of the judging and points on how to do good have dictated how people ride instead of the other way around. Yeah. How you ride dictating how you get points.
I mean, I make this joke about this contest idea where it's like you drop in, you get 60 seconds, or like even a dirt one where it's like, you know, there's 8 jumps, but once you do a bar spin of any type, you can no longer do bar spins. And so it's like you still have 8 more jumps down the trail line, and it's like you can't, if you can do a 360 quad truck.
They'd be out of tricks in 3
but
airs.
You can't do any more bars now. And then so the next one you have to do a no foot can, you can do a pendulum, whatever you want, whatever variation, but now you can no longer do no foot cans. And it's like, so then it forces creativity, it forces out of the box thinking.
That'd be interesting.
And it's like, you know, maybe not 8 jumps because they'd be like,
wait, who?
You know, like,
so what's really weird is I remember judging a couple of events when I all my injuries, go in and do a couple things, and they'd say, oh, by the way, if they repeat themselves, they don't score as high.
Yeah.
That's what we used to have. Do you think it's still there? Because
per run?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because best run counts. So it's like, that's the thing too.
In the run. So
in the run. Yeah. I would assume that's still like, that's frowned upon.
I don't know because it's like when I watch those runs, all of us in this room are skilled enough and have put enough time to understand what they're doing and how hard it is. Right? I understand that bike rider is better than I've ever been and will ever be or ever think about being ever. Like I understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, there's a part of me that starts to not be impressed because I'm like, I get it. You did all this shit, but you also did 19 tail ups in that run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 27 bar spins and 6 no-handers. You know, so you know what I mean? And but there's so many other, I just wonder.
But that's contest.
Yeah, I understand.
So they're in practice. So this last year I went as a guest on the legend thing. The year before I actually worked. So I had headphones on. I'm standing on top of the deck.
I forgot about that.
So I'm on the deck working, watching everybody. And I remember Josh Dove just in between runs, there's this little pocket that was there, and he blasts off this side and he pockets over, and he's got the wildest looking table, one-handed thing grabbing. I went,
why aren't you doing that?
That's the coolest looking trick I've seen all day. Everything else is super complicated and gnarly hard. That had it's
BMX.
It had a cool factor that I went, I love that shape.
Yeah.
There was just something about it. I shot a video and a photo, and I was like, dude, look at the position you're in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
But he didn't do it in his run.
No, he did probably.
He probably did. Did he do it in his
run? That one in particular, I was I got a little pissed. I was like, if you're gonna judge Josh 9th for riding the course as best as he could, why invite him? Like don't fucking invite him next year. And I don't know if that does him. It's not meant to be a slight at Josh, but it's meant to be like, judge him better. You know, like if you're not gonna appreciate the beauty that is his bike riding, like why invite him?
You mean don't invite the people who aren't going to fit the cookie cutter of what they want for the TV show. Hey, I'm going to invite you, and you're going to do everything that we know you're good at and what you're here for, but we're not going to score you.
But we're going to give you 10
the other way.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like, and that's it. And that's not. It's definitely not to be a slight at Josh. It's more just like,
I understand.
The game is fucked. I'm not hating the player. I'm hating the game. You know. So it's just weird, you know? Like, you
part
should
of
have
that
just been
is
judged higher.
Okay, so part of that's also strategy
Yeah.
of who the rider is and what you're doing. If that's what you're going to go after and you're going to qualify for, you, in your mind, think through it. When it becomes your job, you're still having fun. You still love what you do. This is me talking from my perspective.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing there. But there are certain tricks that I would do on vert that I know are hard to figure out and hard to see. I plan my run out based on which side of the ramp the judges are on. Because if I'm going to do I started doing this like knack seat grab, one-handed X up. And then I also had this like backhanded bar spin in the middle of it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was nasty.
But if
Right?
I just like how excited
you
you
just did it. Yeah, it was like you
Okay,
threw it the other way.
So imagine this. You're the judge, and I'm going that direction.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
You're seeing me do a knack seat grab. What did he just do with his hands?
Yeah.
I don't know. You plan your run out so that it makes the most sense to... I'm not competing against the other 9 guys up there. I'm competing against the 5 judges who are giving me scores.
Think how insane that is.
Yeah.
I have to impress them,
Yeah.
not my friends.
True. Yeah. So that's, I mean, X Games judges are in a box off the course too. So, you know, like that's another slight of, you know,
Yeah.
I'm down for X Games, but like that is one gripe that I've had for fucking 7 years.
They're somewhere else.
They're online. They're at home.
Well, yeah, now they're at home. I forgot.
Are you
about that
joking me?
aspect.
No, it's a live feed. There's one judge. So Van Homan's there is the live on-site judge.
Yeah, I forgot
There's
about
usually
that. I
one
forgot
other
it got
person.
worse. Yeah.
And then there's 3 judges that are going to be at home with an iPad with a live feed of the event. They can get a couple of like replays, and they've got to get scores in. So they did that for the first time 2 years ago.
And there was a
And it was the biggest nightmare because all around the country there was storms, and it was shutting people's power off at their houses, and we just lost judges left and right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna.
He's literally blew his mind. Yeah.
I mean, you've just told what you've told me is that all those runs, winners, mean nothing.
The idea of the judges riding the course.
Yeah, like
is
now they don't even
not
get to see it.
Yeah.
Like
No,
which
so-
tells.
So Van and I had a conversation about that too, and
Yeah.
he said, "Hey, in my meetings, I tell them what the course is, what it's like. Hey, this has happened. This is over vert. This is under vert. So you understand what it's like. There's
Yeah,
no
it's not
on
the
site. You're not
same.
looking at it.
Yeah, it's not the same.
You're not.
I've had this gripe for years.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's
like
crazy.
Rim, Minnesota. I was like, Rim in Minnesota, he had a run, and I was like, that's a fucking winning run. Like, it was incredible. It was 4 feet higher on every single wall than everybody else, and it was like, yeah, he didn't do as much shit, but like, Gary was judging that year, and I fucking got in an actual argument with him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck you mean? Like, he just couldn't see the impact that the run had being on site, you know? And I think it just has a untangible thing.
What a bummer, because those contests change people's lives, and these people work so hard, give their entire lives and their bodies and their families up for someone to be at home going like, nah.
Yeah, saving whatever. I mean, I'm sure it saved some money, saving 20 grand or something, 30 grand.
It's a budget
but,
thing. You got food, you got hotels, you got flights. Instead of shipping something out there, and
yeah, but
Ronnie,
BK was like, "Oh, I'll drive up." Like,
so Ronnie
no
Fife
travel.
said the same thing.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, instead of paying me to be a judge, use that to get me out there. I just want to hang out with my friends and judge on site."
Yeah, and they're like, "Nah."
And they went, no. It's we're doing it this way. This is our new format. So they're just changing things to.
So if you're a judge, you can't even come.
No, yeah,
you're not allowed to come.
You're
I
banned.
mean, you can, but they're not paying for you to be there.
Yeah, but could he have gone there and judged from there? Or do you have to sit in his hotel room and judge?
I mean, you can come, but you can't be at X Games.
To be,
That's what I'm saying. You no longer, being a judge, can even come to the X Games.
but to be brutally honest, even if you are a judge, so you're head judge, you're Van,
Yeah.
you're not watching X Games live anyway. You're in a trailer.
Yeah, so you're not there anyway.
You're
but
with-
that's like
you're
it's
with
insane.
production.
Yeah,
inside the
I
trailer.
understand that
Yeah.
part.
So
But I didn't know they weren't even on site. They never even see the course. They never watch the guys in practice, so they understand what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I complained on the podcast for years, and then they went further away. I was like,
I judged in Minneapolis, and we judged Mega, and we were in a trailer in a hallway or in a hallway in a booth, so it's like concrete, and we had TV screens all around us. But at least we were there. We knew what the ramp was.
Yeah.
We watched people
But
ride
you've
it.
also been on the... That's a little bit different because the course
Yes,
is the
but
same every
nobody else
time,
did.
you know? Yeah, for nobody else. Gotcha.
Yeah. But we were still, hey, you're watching a screen and you're judging from there. Oh, okay. I mean, Nitro World Games did that. We were so far away, we had to watch a screen anyway.
It's crazy because even if you're judging vert, which you know exactly what it is, you can't tell the 6 inches difference, the 1 foot different than height that might matter. You know what I mean? You can't tell.
Yeah, I think
Because it's going to be based on the camera angle.
X Games cameras and the zooms
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I think it's a bit
What do you
hard,
think
so.
of them having the event now and not having bike vert, even though they have a vert ramp there? Not even a demo.
Not having a demo is odd to me. Not having an event, I don't care. We killed vert instead. We ruined it.
Thanks, bro.
It was the same 3 or 4 people in the top 4 for a decade. Everyone got bored of it. And it was kind of sad to see that, what was it, Minneapolis? The average age of the damn podium was over 50 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was Jamie, Simon, and Dennis. There wasn't...
There wasn't an X Gen. Yeah.
There's nobody new that was coming up. And you go, okay. Now
Why do you think there's not new vert riders?
It's the hardest one to break into.
You don't think it's because they're dorks?
It's too savage.
Oh, my bad.
It's
Savage dorks.
your jocks.
No, not even that, but like,
So
does it, you know, do you think it's, what I'm saying is, we can all see how hard the zone you guys got in. It translates to us as something that looks unfun a little bit because you guys are so serious where it doesn't connect to what bike riding traditionally is, you know, like on the deck. So I'm wondering if that translated to that younger generation. Like, that's not something I want to do.
I think it's a little bit unattainable. It's hard. The consequences, you stand up on top of a 14-foot tall vert ramp and look down and you go, that's stupid. I don't want that.
Yeah.
It's scary as hell. But the other side of it, why do you need a vert ramp? In the vert contest, on average, sure, I'd peak higher than that. Most of my tricks, if I said, hey, I'm going to average 9 feet, 8 feet, Bestwick, 10, 11, okay, go to a park contest. They're doing 10-foot airs.
Oh, yeah.
They don't need
There's
a vert
no longer
ramp.
part. It's just a obstacle course vert contest.
They don't need a vert ramp, which has it's not if, it's when you get knocked out and destroyed.
The weird thing that I find that it's like that in BMX, but not skate. I went to the Tony Hawk's Vert Alert this year, and every competitor is under the age of 13, and used to be like, oh, it looks like a little kid. Now you can't tell.
Yeah, but they're not going. They're going 4 feet. 5 feet.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what it used to be. The girls are going 8 feet. The guys are going 10 feet. 15-year-old kids. I'm telling you, that's what I thought I was getting into. I was like, oh, okay, what's the girls? And you're like, oh my God, dude. Yeah. These girls could win 2000s men's vert contest.
What I honestly think, because the vert ramp is there, I think they could do a BMX demo. And realistically, how they could get tied in is there's enough of us. Like, I'd go out there and just do some airs. If I rode a vert ramp, we actually have a good vert ramp it's about an hour away from me. It's just a hell of a lot of risk for me to ride by myself on a giant G ramp and go, yeah, this is awesome. I'm doing 8-foot airs alone. No. I could go in and I could do a bit of a demo if we did a kind of a Huck Jam sort of thing. And you get Dennis and you get Simon and you get Jamie and go out and just do a little demo. It's like, hey, here's the Legends demo. That might spark a little interest in it.
I mean, that's what they do at the Vert Alert. They just have a Legends demo. Simon was there for it, and like people go nuts for Simon.
Yeah,
you know, like it just needs to be like the crazy thing is as good as like the vert riding that all the younger kids were doing was mind blowing. It was honestly like I was. It was the most impressive thing I'd seen in action sports forever. But then when the Legends demo came on, the vibe changed, and it just. I wonder if X Games understands the legacy that those people have that creates the vibe. It is what the X Games is.
That's why people got so mad about the logo change too. Is like they had something that was there established and so long that they were just angry about it. It just, you know, if it was good or bad, it doesn't really matter. They're just mad about the change, and it's like so that because they have so much passion for that. That nostalgia of what they had, you know, that it just becomes...
People also struggle with change.
Yeah. True.
But that what you just said, that vibe that shows up when you put the Legends out there and everyone's, yeah, this is awesome. These are the old school guys. During the comp, they loved having all the Legends standing on the deck of the vert ramp, standing around the park course. They want that. So in years to come, they're going to increase that and bring more of the legendary people in. They're going to open it up. What's never been in existence in the past. This is really going to help you because you have to get blanketed into everything. They can't just single you out and say no.
They do. I don't know. They're pretty good at it.
Well, anybody who has a past appearance in X Games is going to be invited into the Alumni Association. There's going to be a private site that you jump into. You can register. If you decide you're going to show up to an X Games, you don't have to know someone there. You don't have to ask for a pass.
That's great.
You log into the website, and I can go, hey, I'm showing up with my 2 kids. So I put my name in, put my kids in there. I show up, and registration has passes for me.
That's really fun.
It's great.
And it'll be a different colored pass. They're like, hey, we want to make sure that the alumni, the former people, Christy's done a ton of work on this stuff, and she's got all these great ideas. And one of them is, hey, we want to somewhat single you guys out and say, hey, you got this pass because you're the reason we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
You did some stuff at X Games that made it different, made it unique, inspired some other kids to get in. All right, cool. Here's this. You don't just have a staff pass. It'll have
friends and family.
It'll have no,
it was different. It was different color coded.
So it's going to be different color coded, and they're going to get a pass logo specifically for the alumni, so that when people are walking by, they're like, "Oh, dude, I did think that was somebody else from back then," or "I remember watching you," or whatever it is. They want to highlight that and then do the Legends autograph sessions and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
It's pretty cool what they're doing.
I remember I talked to her for a second, and she seemed like she was passionate about getting this done right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is very cool.
She was like, "How are you gonna mow the grass? You don't have any
like,
of your gear."
It's funny because I did it. Actually,
you guys started.
One of the old filmers that was been a filmer with them forever that I work with on all the different Hawk tours and stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, Mike, can we do an interview with you?" And he told them, "Hey, that's." And while I was talking to Christy, right? No idea who I was. You know what I mean? She was like, "Oh, you did something?" Yeah. They came up to interview me, and she was just like, "Why are you talking to this man?"
Too good.
But it's funny, because it's just, and that's no one's fault. You know what I mean? It's just like this is the first. I always think, not always, but for years I thought, oh man, it'd be great to do something at the X Games.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to be a part of it in some way, like with the announcing or something. This is the first year that I went this year. Well, I don't go very often, but I went, and I was like,
careful what you say. You're not going to get invited at all.
No. I was like, oh. I no longer need to feel that I deserve to be here. It's a different sport. It's different people. It's an extension of what I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like, and it's not, I'm saying, I'm actually very happy.
I get what you're saying.
I felt it was like it lifted off me that I felt like, before I kind of felt like I was missing out a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like, and now I don't. I could enjoy it in such a different way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, this is not.
It's like going to the bar. Like the bar that you used to go to when you were like 25, and you're like, "Oh, everybody is different." It's like,
but and someone's in your seat.
Yeah,
but I know it's no longer my seat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I no longer, and I didn't feel connected to it at all, where I could just enjoy it in a way that like cool. You know, which is I actually enjoyed X Games this year more than I've enjoyed it in the last 10 years.
Cool. You get to go there and be a fan.
Yeah,
and just enjoy the entertainment rather than having an agenda or a schedule. This was my first year going where I had nothing except the Legend autograph session where I.
Well, how did you like it? Did it feel better?
Like 30 minutes. It was. What was really cool about that one is the kids that were coming through because their parents were super excited.
Mm.
And the parents, it's messed up, dude. We're old enough that the parents of these kids are still younger than us.
Yeah,
they're in their 30s. Early 40s, and be like, I grew up watching you, and I told my kids all about you and showed them videos, and went, wow.
You're like, oh, let me get my walker. I'll sign this for you.
Yeah.
And there were some of them that were like, hey, my dad's been showing me videos of you, and we knew you were going to be here. I was like, oh, that's awesome. How old are you? My last competition, you were born after that. You weren't alive when I was competing in X Games. Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a while.
But doesn't it feel like yesterday?
Some of it does.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for these current pros that are, doing these events around the world and shooting for Olympics or whatever they may be doing, and when those days are sunsetting for them, how to rationalize that stuff? I know obviously you kind of went out with a bang in a sense, but
more of a thud.
Yeah,
not
thud.
the way I wanted to go.
Yeah, but do you have any insight for that next generation?
There's a couple of factors that go into this for various reasons. One of them, while you're in there doing the events, be kind. Be nice to the people who are there. The interns, the X Games era I ran, the intern turned into the director of sports competition. He ran the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was nice to him when he was an intern. Okay, cool. Now when he's running the whole thing, who do you think gets extra invites to, hey, we've got this really odd thing in downtown LA that we want you to go serve drinks to people at a bar? Like, that sounds stupid. Yeah, it's 30 minutes. We're going to pay you $5,000. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm totally in. I like these dumb ideas. This is awesome. So be nice, not for that particular reason, but as you progress through the future, I went and walked around X Games this whole last year, and every single time I turned around, I'm walking around with my 18-year-old son, and all these people are walking up, dude, oh, your dad was so awesome to us. He's up there winning podium stuff, and he's still nice to us in the production room, in the press room, and the whatever. Those people are still in it because they're not going to hit the floor and destroy themselves in mandatory retirement. You're going to come back. Also, being a good person's nice. Appreciate what they're doing for you. They're all part of it. And they're there helping you have your career, have your dream life. You ride a little kid's bike for a living. Doesn't really get much better than that. And when it does end, you'll realize how good it is. Mm-hmm. And don't bank on, I did this the year of trying to help people financially plan. This is my piece of advice that I couldn't do through that job. Plan now for when this ends. You don't know when it's going to end. 2015, I fell 30 feet to the ground and I shattered myself to pieces. 5 minutes before that, I thought I was winning an X Games gold medal. I thought in my head I had another 3 to 5 years of getting things sorted out and planning and prepping myself for it. Boom. Oh, it's here. Luckily, I planned having a retirement account, having investment accounts, having things set up that I didn't have. Hey, I got 6 months until I'm broke. Okay. 2 incomes in the household, and I was able to run it for like 3 or 4 years, figuring out what the hell I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to go drive for Uber. Plan ahead.
Yeah.
Ideally, wear pads and take care of your head.
Yeah.
Those kids need to put some pads on, man.
Get your head checked out. If you do hit your head, don't hide it. Don't be secretive. Go get it checked out the right way, because you hit it the second time, you might not be the same person.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. Solid advice.
Yeah.
Very, very solid.
A couple of those kids maybe
you never know. You never know who is watching. That is definitely a thing. Just that's life advice of like, hey, be kind. You don't know who is watching, because people, I say it all the time, is like, you fucking put the shit in the truck. Don't stand there. Just help out, because people will see it, and then you get that fucking call back.
Every single one of the things that I do get in my life now, it's because of someone that I just talked to like an old person.
Yeah. 100%. And
I was always nice to all the people at X Games. They loved working with me. And I got a lot of extra work out of that stuff. I also got to help people out in ways that I didn't think were going to happen. Won't say specific names on this. I'll tell you guys afterward. There's a couple of riders who are so ridiculous nightmares to work with.
Are you talking about Brian Castillo?
Oh, dude, that volume.
I knew it.
He's got to turn the volume down. It's just bad.
I'm just kidding, Brian. You're the best.
Does he watch? Does he watch it?
Yeah, he watches all these. He listens to them on his way to work, and so this is going to be a little Easter egg for him.
X Games would ask me to show up at athlete registration and be in the room, because this 1 or 2 athletes would show up. Don't you know who I am? Where the hell's my pass? Like, that's an intern that's doing a sports marketing degree, and they have no clue who the hell you are, me, or anybody but Tony Hawk. Okay? Shut up.
That is
so
crazy.
They would have me in there, and he wouldn't say a damn thing mean to anybody in there, because he respected what I thought of him. And I went, all right, fair enough.
So this isn't a recent times. This is back in the day. Okay, yeah. So this is all right.
Is it just that one or both of these names?
Yeah, you could say his name. Fuck it. I mean, I don't care. I dealt with a lot of motherfuckers over the year, and dealing with him. I'm not going to say it because it outs that. But dealing with him was very interesting, because I'd be like, hey, dude, I'm here to shoot photos of you, and so you have to put up with me. Sorry, not sorry. And I would do what I was supposed to do. And whatever he projected, it was just like, like right past me, So it is I think he's changed a lot, though. I think he has. But dude, I think we've been going a long time.
Yeah, dude,
so,
3 hours.
Well, you also have to get out of here.
I have a dinner plan. My uncle's coming over for dinner, so
Nice.
nothing super
Is it
crazy.
the creepy
but,
uncle?
I only have one, so
Must be then.
Uncle Miguel?
yes. Look, when I saw you on the deck at X Games, I think you were wearing similar headphones.
Yeah.
Dude, it was such a treat to see you. I feel like it'd been so long, and I've seen you a couple of times since then. So I love to see you. Just like every time I see you, you always a smile on your face, and it's cool to see you at other events. I hope to see you at future events, and I hope stem cell stuff goes good and all that. So it doesn't. Of course.
For me, this is good enough for the next few years.
Perfect. Satisfied it. Awesome. It's kind of like you just talked to Rick. You're good for the next year or two.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that's it.
Sweet, boys.
We'll cut it off there. Shout out to Dale's. We did his daytime one. Shout out to Source. I appreciate Rooftop organizing this. This would not have happened without Rooftop. You were trying to put up walls about not doing it. He wouldn't let you, and here we are. So I like that.
Well, I just was trying to. It was more not as selfless as you think. I was just trying to do it in one trip. It's a long ways away from me.
Yes, that too. So
I knew I had to come down for him. I knew you were here.
Yeah, and we have to come back down again for Rick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Am I doing that one?
You should. Yeah, you should.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So that's it for now. I don't know what the next episode is. Thank you for tuning in. I
Thanks
appreciate
for having me
it.
in.
Yeah. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right. Cheers.
Later, boys.
Yeah, we were recording for 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah. So
Some of that can be cut out.
Yeah, you can chop some. So we didn't do this one. This is a really funny.
what is that? Eat, drink, ride, groove.
Well, this is Albies.
Yeah.
Right. So how I got onto Albies, I was riding for Specialized at the time.